When you think of rivalry games across Central Ohio's high school football landscape, you think of many, but this one can certainly lay claim to being one of, if not the best. Tonight from DeSales on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, we are so pleased to be able to bring you the 70th meeting between DeSales and Watterson on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals. So glad to have you with us here this evening. The Hall of Fame running back from Ohio State, Jeff Logan, is with me along with Kellyanne Stitz on the sidelines. Jeff, we always talk in these rivalry games. You know what these are like, and this is a big one.
Yeah, it really is. Two passionate fan bases and two very good football teams. And, you know, this is what we want to bring you on a great Friday night. Sit back and enjoy this one.
Watterson comes into this game having won 21 straight games and only 42 of their last 46. Head coach Brian Kennedy's team, a big reason for the success that they've been able to achieve over the last couple of years, is a pretty good quarterback in Drew Belisari.
Well, you're wearing that state championship crown from a year ago. This is a really good football team and a great quarterback. And he's got another Belisari that he'll throw to on the outside, Carter Belisari. His numbers are not extraordinary so far. He's got to be careful. He does not turn the ball over.
Both with strong Ohio State ties. As we look over to the DeSales side of things and head coach Ryan Wiggins' team, they hit the halfway point at 4-1, off to a great start. And one of the reasons why they are playing so well right now is another player who has very strong, and I do mean very strong, Ohio State ties. That's the quarterback, R.J. Day.
Yeah, R.J. is the son of Ryan Day from Ohio State. And listen, this kid has done nothing but start for DeSales as a true freshman, and now he's a junior. This kid is really, really good. The resources he's had around him obviously have helped him grow. But let me tell you what, he is his own man, and he will try and pull out the upset tonight.
There are a lot of big rivalries in Central Ohio. The two schools involved tell you this is the biggest. It's DeSales, it's Watterson. We have it for you next. This is Toyota's Friday Night Rivals.
Testing, 1, 2.
We're good. Yep.
And test.
5-0 Watterson, 4-1 DeSales. It's the last home game of the year for DeSales. The coin toss brought to you by Hilliard Lawn and Garden, the proud sponsor of tonight's coin toss. DeSales has won the toss, and the Stallions have elected to defer, which means the Watterson Eagles, the defending Division III state champions, will get the football first in tonight's 70th meeting all time between these two great high school football programs in Central Ohio. Let's say good evening to the third member of our broadcast crew, down to the sidelines, and Kellyanne Stitz.
Marty, DeSales is looking to defend home turf tonight. Bishop Waterson has only won here once in the last 20 years, but the Stallions are well aware of the challenge ahead of them tonight. Coach Wiggins said his message to the team as they took the field was, look, we can't beat their winning streak. We can't beat their state championship. What we can do is focus on execution and playing their best football that they've played up to this point for the next 48 minutes.
And that's an amazing number, Kellyanne. I'm glad you brought that up, that Watterson has won here just once in the last 20 years. You look at this rivalry and the intensity of it, Jeff, that's a pretty surprising number.
You know, they play every year as a rule, and that's the way that it should be. But there are many seasons where these two teams have played twice because they've been in the same division in playoff games. So, Marty, as you mentioned, the 70th meeting between these two schools, and a terrific rivalry.
And that one win in the last 20 visits here is not something lost on Watterson head coach Brian Kennedy. When I talked to him earlier in the week, he's the one that brought that up to me. Hey, Marty, you know, we only won there once in the last 20 years. I really would like to get another one here. And his team will have that opportunity tonight. Coming in on a bit of a roll, though, are the Watterson Eagles. Again, the defending Division III state champions. They haven't lost a game since the last game of the 2023 campaign. And I found it interesting, Jeff, in talking to Brian Kennedy, one of the things that he talked a lot about in the offseason and worked a lot with his team was complacency. When you do what they did last year and the way that they did it, that could be a factor.
It really can be. I mean, the expectations of this program now have been elevated that nothing short of a state championship is going to be any good. And so, you know, it's really tough. How do you motivate your football team to come out when they've already won that title? And the really interesting thing, and you look on the defensive side of Watterson, and I think that's, you know, it's so much time is spent on talking about their offense and high-powered, but the thing that impresses me about Watterson is how good they are defensively. A year ago in that state championship, 8 starters on that defense were sophomores, and those guys obviously are all back.
Watterson will get the football first. Ryan Banger will get set to kick it away for DeSales. What a gorgeous night for high school football here in Central Ohio. We are so glad you are with us here tonight for one of Central Ohio's and really one of the state of Ohio's best rivalries, Watterson and DeSales. We are moments away from getting it started here tonight. Banger walks towards the football and booms a low bounding kick. That will be fielded by one of the upbacks for Watterson along the far side. And skirting out of bounds after a very short return was Caden Mancini, who will also see a lot of time on offense as well, too. And the Watterson Eagles will get the football to start this game tonight, 5 seconds in here at DeSales. Watterson has a team 407 yards of total offense. There you see Drew Belisari's resume coming into tonight. 8 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions, 823 yards. Again, as Jeff mentioned, the rushing numbers along with the passing numbers, not glittering, but for this team, you don't really need him a lot of times to do those type of things, Jeff.
Yeah, he's more of a distributor of the football, you know, at this stage. And one of the things that he's got to be careful of, I mentioned in the opening, is turning the ball over. And that's the only thing I think that DeSales really thinks it can keep them in this game tonight. Looked like the ball might have come loose there at the end, but a good stop by DeSales on the first play of the game.
Running back Jack McCoy with the carry. McCoy, a 6'1", 195-pound senior, comes into tonight with 471 yards on now 73 totes of the football. The DeSales defense gives up just 87 yards per game on the ground, but they face perhaps their toughest challenge of the season tonight against this Watterson offense. Play gained a couple out to the 36. Belisari with a clean pocket now, looking. Flushed out, and he'll roll. And heaves this. We've got a receiver wide open in DeSales territory at the 30. Cuts back inside of the 25 and breaking down the sideline and cruising into the end zone for the game's first score. 2 plays in was Joe Hayes, a 6', 175-pound junior. He was wide open in the flat at the 30. Caught the pass and sauntered in for the score. And boom, just like that, Watterson on top.
How about the poise of quarterback Drew Belisari? Chased out of the pocket. Yep, he kept his eyes downfield looking for that opportunity. Throws it on the run. He delivers it on time to his receiver, who was wide open. And just like that, 2 plays in, Watterson leads this thing 6-0. Great poise by Drew.
Absolutely. Great pocket presence as well, too. That's another D.R. Horton touchdown, by the way. D.R. Horton is America's builder. On to try the extra point, Eli Egan. Extra point Point attempt is on the way, and Watterson wastes little time, 48 seconds getting on the board. And they score first tonight in this rivalry matchup and grab a touchdown advantage over DeSales.
Well, when you have a broken play like that in the backfield, and again, Drew Belisari run out of the pocket, but his eyes downfield, he could have easily run for 10 or 15 yards, but he looked for the big play and he got it.
Watterson on top early here at DeSales on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals.
There's a reason why Toyota is America's best-selling retail brand. It's the quality, dependability, and reliability that you expect from Toyota. And that starts right here in the USA, where Toyota has invested over $49 billion into 11 different manufacturing plants, including the newest one, a battery plant for its electrified vehicles. There are now 13 different Toyotas built in the USA, with more on the way. America drives Toyota. Let's go places.
Well, one of the things that Ryan Wiggins, the head coach at DeSales, talked about, there you see the point scorer in the game right now, Joe Hayes, on that touchdown reception. He said his team has to play perfect football. 48 seconds into the game, they have a defensive breakdown, and it's 7-0.
Yeah, exactly, and that secondary has got their hands full with the quality receivers that Watterson has. But R.J. Day is going to get his opportunity to lead his football team against the rival.
Egan approaches the football and will angle it towards the far side. And the football loose on the field momentarily, but covered quickly by one of the return men for DeSales. Back deep that time was Caleb Johnson, the 6'1", 195-pound junior running back / defensive back. We'll see if Jonathan Brown comes onto the field now. Brown, the leading rusher, the Michigan recruit, has been dealing with a leg injury. He was cleared to play coming into the game. Ryan Wiggins said he's going to play. We just don't know how much he'll play tonight, and that's a big loss if they don't have him at all on the field. 220 yards rushing coming into the game, just a couple of touchdowns. There's R.J. Day's numbers.
And he is in the game. Jonathan Brown lined up in the single tailback spot.
So you have Ohio State and Michigan in the backfield, and it's Michigan with the carry. It's Jonathan Brown, his first touch. Line of scrimmage was the 19, and he gets out just across the 20. Take a look at the starting lineups in tonight's game. Brown checking out there, you see, for DeSales. There's that Stallions offense. Good group up front that's getting better and better. They had to start over again, on that offensive line. They lost all 5 starters from last year. Jaden Amalaman at the center position, a good one there for DeSales. John Hockaday will see a lot of carries as well, too. He's lined up next to R.J. Day in the backfield right now for DeSales, facing a 2nd down and 8 out at the 21. Day will follow Hockaday through the hole. Has some running room out across the 30. 35. He's got a DeSales first down and is shouldered out of bounds just shy of the 45-yard line. R.J. Day with the first down scamper carries out to the 44-yard line, a gain of 25.
Well, terrific opportunity there. Good job of reading the defense, going to the short side of the field. Watch again as R.J. takes the ball. And this is quarterback keep all the way. There's no question that he was going to run the football. And coming into tonight's game, 36 carries for 70 yards. And just 1 touchdown. Numbers aren't huge for R.J. Day, but he's an important part of that running game as well.
25 on that carry and a first down for the Stallions. We are a minute and a half into this one. Watterson has already scored, but DeSales trying to answer. 2 teams members of the Central Catholic League. Day pump fakes. Protection breaks down. He's going to tuck the football and try to make something here out of nothing. Manages to get across the 45-yard line out to the 46. Looked like he wanted to set up a little screen to the far side, and that closed up immediately by that Watterson defense. And speaking of that Watterson defense, keep an eye on number 40 right there, Michael Boyle. That's a guy that head coach Brian Kennedy says everything we do defensively starts with him up front. He's our go-to guy. Ben Uhlenhake, if that last name is familiar, yes, he is the son of former Ohio State offensive line standout Jeff Uhlenhake.
A lot of Buckeyes legacies out there, and by the way, a lot of those senior Buckeyes are coaches on the coaching staff of Watterson.
They'll stack 3 wides to the near side as Day goes back to throw. Again, the protection starts to break down, and again, Day will have to run and just gets back to the line of scrimmage where he is dropped. The pressure that Watterson able to put on quarterbacks has made life rough all season long. That was the middle linebacker, the aforementioned Ben Uhlenhake, coming in with the tackle. 6', 190-pound junior, the team's leader in tackles, make that number 37 on the season.
Boy, just not much of an opportunity there. The pocket closed on him quickly. You can see Jack Schuler came in there with the initial contact at the very beginning, and as you mentioned, Ben Uhlenhake from that middle linebacker spot cleaning things up.
Play lost a yard back to the 45, so 3 minutes in, it's a 3rd down and 9 for DeSales, just shy of the midfield stripe.
5-receiver set.
2 to the top of your screen, 3 to the bottom. Day back to throw. Protection again, breaks down, and Day will go down in the backfield. Jack Schuler, the 6'5", 230-pound junior defensive end, came crashing through to disrupt that play, helped out by Jonah Groover, the 6'3", 220-pound junior. The defensive ends come up with a big play, and DeSales will have to kick the football away.
This was Ryan Wiggins' biggest concern. Would his offensive line be able to hold up against that defensive line? And when you go in that 5-receiver set, Marty, man, you are down to bare bones in terms of protecting your quarterback. Empty set in the backfield, 5 receivers, and Watterson brought the house.
Play loss back to the 38, a loss of 7. So it's 4th and long now. And on to punt the ball away is James Partlow, averaging 33 yards a kick. Nate Henderson stands back for Watterson. We'll watch the punt take a big high bounce and then just kind of wobble to a halt inside the 20. And still wobbling. Looks like one of Jeff's approach shots. And it rolls to a halt inside the 15-yard line. Keys to the game tonight for both these squads as we have this exciting matchup between Watterson and DeSales. For Watterson, they need to keep their defense out of bad spots, not let DeSales have great field position in this game. Limit the turnovers. No turnovers would be the way to go. And as we talked about, staying focused, looking at what's ahead of you, not the things you've done in the past. And for DeSales, well, it's pretty simple. We have to play perfect football and try and steal a possession at some point during this game.
Yeah, and that's where they want to make something happen is when they get a flipped field like this. This is where DeSales has to force a turnover.
Belisari with McCoy in the backfield, hands to McCoy out across the 15-yard line and falls out near the 19-yard line, a gain of 8, perhaps 9 for Jack McCoy. Tore his ACL in the 2023 campaign, but bounced back with a good season last year for the state champions. Boy, they had a truckload of talent on that team last year and got a lot coming back this year.
Boy, I really enjoyed watching their state championship final. It was a fantastic win by Watterson. There's Jack McCoy's numbers from this season already.
They got a little revenge in that title game, beat Toledo Central Catholic, which got him in the prior year's title game. A high snap that Belisari pulls down, and he's going to be thrown down. The ball pops loose, it's on the field, and DeSales has it at the 10-yard line and running inside for a big play for the DeSales defense. Coming up with that loose football on the field was Isaac Otu-Dankwa, who came away with that football that was popped free by John Hockaday, the inside linebacker. A huge play. One of the things that DeSales had to have happen in this game, Jeff.
Yeah, we just talked about the fact that especially when you flip the field, you got a short field, a long field for Watterson is to force that turnover, and that's exactly what happened there. And Ryan Wiggins was trying to steal a possession. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw the felony right in front of you. They stole a possession right there.
Great job by Hockaday of stripping the ball free out of Belisari's grasp, and it sets up DeSales with a 1st down and goal. They're inside the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone, Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service.
Boy, check this lineup. They went from 5 wide receivers to they're all lined up in a phone booth.
Handoff goes to Jonathan Brown, and very little running room for Brown as he was working to the left side of that offensive line. Line of scrimmage was the 7, a 1st and goal at the 7 after the fumble recovery.
You know, Marty, early in the game, but one of the things that I think, from my observation, that DeSales has to do is they've got to roll the pocket for R.J. Day. They cannot let him sit back there and be picked upon by the pressure of that front defensive line from Watterson. Again, right-handed quarterback, he'd have to roll to his left, but roll that pocket, give him a RPO in the outside, and see if he can make some damage.
Ryan Wiggins said Day makes great decisions. 3-year starter with a 4.0 GPA. Very strong football IQ. Takes the snap and dives towards the 5. Last play gained a yard. This one will do the same to the 5. So quickly, they're facing a 3rd and goal now at the 5.
This is going to go against DeSales' illegal shift. The triumvirate of receivers, the 3 guys up to the left-hand side, were not set when R.J. Day called for the ball.
Our referee, Lonnie Freeman, tells us that the penalty against DeSales. Look at the penalty sponsored by the United States Army. Uncover your potential in the U.S. Army.
We'll work on that microphone for y'all.
So that moves the ball back. Well, the ball stays at the 6, so it was 3rd and it will stay 3rd and goal at the 6-yard line. They'll put three wides to the far side. Now put Hockaday, or check it, a runner in motion. Hockaday's in the backfield. They will heave it towards the end zone. And did he make the catch in the end zone? Dax Middleton over the shoulder. He got it. Touchdown. What a catch by Dax Middleton. Day just threw it up into the air and said, Dax, run under it. Here it comes. And he did and caught it. Touchdown to DeSales.
Boy, when you see the execution like that, you know that these guys have practiced this over and over again. That ball was thrown to a spot in the back corner of the end zone where only the DeSales receiver, Dax Middleton, was going to get there. What a terrific throw by R.J. Day. That is touchdown number 12 for him this year, throwing the ball.
And that's also another D.R. Horton touchdown. D.R. Horton is America's builder of the extra point attempt by Ryan Bangert. He's now 17 of 17 and helped out by the big turnover. This game is now tied as DeSales levels the game at 7. Great start to this one tonight here at DeSales, 7-7 on Toyota Friday Night Rivals. Thanks to Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center. Tonight's game is streaming live on the ABC6 YouTube channel, the ABC6 Facebook page, the ABC6 News app, and on the CWColumbus.com. Halfway through this 70th meeting between these two Central Catholic League rivals, and we are tied at 7. A couple of big scoring plays, long touchdown pass, and a tremendous catch into the end zone by Dax Middleton. Here's the kick. This is fielded far side by Henderson of Watterson out across the 30. Ball pops loose in the field, and DeSales has it again. Oh, my goodness. The defending state champions have coughed the ball up twice, and DeSales with it again.
And we talked about turnovers being kind of the Achilles heel of this football team. It hasn't cost them so far this season, but here in the first quarter, 2 times they've spit the bit and given a short field again to DeSales.
And the DeSales player who recovered the last fumble caused that one. Isaac Otu-Dankwa reached in with a right hand and just almost volleyball spiked the ball out of the hands of the return man Henderson. So just like that, DeSales gets the football right back, and they have it at the Watterson 33-yard line. 7-7. We go just under halfway through quarter number 1. Brown, the handoff to the left side, and is slowed again. Line of scrimmage was a 33, and he got perhaps to the 32-yard line. And he's dealing with a left leg injury that has slowed him down. Not sure how much he will play after tonight. The DeSales coaches are going to obviously keep a close eye on that talented young man, 6'1", 205-pound senior, headed to Jeff's favorite school, the University of Michigan.
He wore a boot for the last week and a half, so this is really the first opportunity he's had to test that foot.
Play gained a yard to the 32-yard line. They'll put Dax Middleton in motion. Day will throw this way, and the pass is incomplete. Dax Middleton with that touchdown catch a moment ago. With more on Dax, here's Kellyanne Stitz.
Marty, R.J. Day and Dax Middleton have been working on that connection for a while now. The two have grown up playing sports together since grade school, and they trained together in the offseason at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Now, with that catch, he surpasses Kevin Hazel for the most receptions in school history. He's also 4th all-time in receiving yards with 973 heading into tonight's game. If he finishes more than 43 yards, he will jump up to 2nd place. Dax Middleton is certainly making his mark at DeSales, guys.
He caught 6 touchdown passes last season. That catch a moment ago in the corner of the end zone was his 7th of this season. And R.J. Day's going to have to burn a timeout here.
Yeah, there was confusion out there on the field trying to get everybody lined up. It looked like Blake Donnelly was on the left side and came all the way to the other side. And see him shaking his head down there. little bit of poor communication.
This timeout on the field is sponsored by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Remember, it's not too late to transform your talents into a career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Go to #JoinOSHP for more information. Good start to this one here tonight at DeSales, a 7-7 score right now. The Buckeyes have their first road test of the season. They head west to battle the Washington Huskies, and the Football Fever on ABC6 is, of course, the perfect way to get you ready for the showdown. Watch the Football Fever tomorrow morning at 11, and it's only, he said only, on ABC6. The greatest setting is what they call the games out in Seattle. Folks will boat up on the bay to tailgate, or boat gate, if you will. It is a fantastic place to watch a college football game.
Yeah, I know you've been there a couple of times,
yeah.
Marty. I've called a game from out there, and it is a very difficult place to play if you're the visiting team. 22-game home winning streak for the Huskies.
On 3rd down and 9, R.J. Day will roll to the near side, being chased, is hit in the backfield, stops, and will deliver back across the middle. Leaping attempt at a catch. Ball's knocked around a couple of times and falls down. The pass falls loose. Nate Henderson was over there on coverage. Day was trying to get the ball to the leaping Blake Donnelly at about the 18-yard line, and that was a dangerous pass right there that falls harmlessly to the turf, and that'll bring up now a 4th down for DeSales.
How about the speed of Michael Boyle running down the quarterback from behind? This is pretty impressive. 87. Jack Schuler running him down. And, again, late throw over the middle, a cardinal sin most normally, but R.J. Day nearly got away with it.
4th down and 9. The ball's at the Watterson 32, and DeSales will play. On 4th down this year, they're 7 of 10. Low snap. Day being chased. Rolling. Still looking. Will heave it downfield, and this pass is intercepted. It's taken away by Nate Henderson, who then steps out of bounds.
Bad decision by Nate Henderson. He should have dropped the ball. They would have had the ball first and 10 at the 33-yard line for field position. Now they're going to start this drive from their own 7 or 8 yard line. But again, how do you tell a young man back there playing defensive back to not make a play on the ball? But this is awareness of situations. It would have been better had he just pushed the ball to the ground and then take that ball at the 33-yard line.
Well, two teams that pride themselves on hanging on to the football. We've had 3 turnovers in the game's first 7 minutes.
That's what rivalry football is all about, isn't it? I mean, the pressure is high.
Absolutely.
Everybody trying to make a play, a memorable play. They honored the 1985 state championship team here from DeSales, the very first ever state championship team, and don't think there wasn't pressure on those guys.
This first down is sponsored by Buckeye State Bank as Drew Belisari throws far side. Liam Meskey with the catch for Watterson and works his way up the far side sideline across the 15-yard line and gets out to the 17, picks up 9. It'll bring up a 2nd down and short call. That state championship team, as you watch the Belisari to Meskey connection here, that Jeff was referring to for DeSales in 85, that was the first team in the state of Ohio also to go 14-0 in a season and win a state championship.
40 years ago. Wow. My goodness. I'm glad I'm not that old.
Good look at Ryan Wiggins, who I think sometimes probably feels that old as a high school football coach. There's a handoff to Mangini to the right side for Watterson, and looks like he got the first down out to the 20-yard line. It is a Watterson first down.
That's literally the first down for Watterson tonight. Second play of the game went for the long touchdown, but that's their first down.
And again, this first down sponsored by Buckeye State Bank. Watterson as a team offensively, 407 yards total offense, 214 on the ground, a $193 in the air. They're very good on 3rd downs, so you'd have to think a lot of that comes from success on 1st down. But on 3rd downs, they're 50% this year. 1st and 10. McCoy across the 25-yard line on the carry. And is brought down out to the 26. We've had so much going on in this game, we haven't really had a chance to introduce you to the Watterson offense. There they are, Carter Belisari, talented wideout. Enters the night with 21 catches. A.J. DeMassimo getting the start at center tonight for Blaze Strasbaugh, who's out with an injury. DeMassimo is a 5'9", 175-pound junior. That's a tough loss in the middle of that lineup, losing Blaze Strasbaugh, a 3-year starter at that center spot for Watterson. 2nd down and 4. Handoff is McCoy out of a tackle attempt, but is shoved down as he tried to turn to the 30-yard line. The DeSales defense, which is trying to keep a handle on this offense, which averages 41 points a game, Good look at those individuals there. John Hockaday's had a big game already, one of those inside linebacker spots. Caleb Kitzmiller, new starter. Head coach Ryan Wiggins says has played very, very hard this season, and they're glad he's edged his way into that starting lineup. 3rd down and 2 call for Watterson as we roll towards 3 minutes to go. Quarter number 1 of a 7-7 tie. McCoy on the handoff to the edge, and there's Hockaday grabbing him, but McCoy carries him to a first down out across the 33-yard line, picks up 5.
Well, Jack McCoy, a solid ball carrier, does a really good job of getting to the short side of the field here and getting himself going north and south, knew where that first down marker was, and made sure he kept the drive alive. So, at this level, Martin, we see a couple of two-way players that we don't normally see in maybe a Division I game. But Hockaday, a good example of that, plays both on the offensive side and defense.
Watterson will flank a couple of wides to the near side. Carter Belisari is one of the two. And Drew Belisari is back to throw, looking for Henderson on a pass route about the 40-yard line of DeSales, up the hash marks. Pass falls incomplete. That'll bring up a second down. Jeff, I was about to ask you, with the way Watterson is utilizing this possession with the football, do you almost get the impression Brian Kennedy went, all right, guys, let's settle down a little bit here. Let's run the football a little bit and just try to settle this game down a little bit.
Let's get to the base. The first touchdown pass was not intended to be the kind of pass that takes the top off the defense. It was a broken play where the quarterback had to scramble some. So get back to your basics. Get to your fundamental offense here.
McCoy on the handoff and dropped shy of the 35. I was down on the field. Jeff and I were prior to the game. It'll be a third down call upcoming. We were talking to Brian Kennedy, and I can't remember talking to a coach who was as excited as Brian Kennedy was this week.
Yeah.
I mean, he was fired up.
Well, he's been a part of this program for a long time. He understands the rivalry, the importance of it. And he said, I really wish this could be the end of the season game between both of these schools. But the way schedules work out, they have a hard enough time scheduling opponents anyway.
3rd down and 9. Belisari to throw, and a leaping grab by Carter Belisari with a defender draped all over him, and a good catch of a dart thrown by Drew Belisari. And it is a first down for Watterson out across the 40-yard line to the 44.
Yeah, they've only completed this pass in their backyard about 40 times this year already. These two kids grew up together, cousins. And Carter has got 21 catches on the season and 6 touchdowns. So there's your favored receiver.
First down and 10 call. Here is Mangini finding his way into DeSales territory with a nice little cutback move at the 45 and then accelerates into Stallions territory and carries to the 43. It's a first down for the Watterson Eagles offense. The play picks up 13 yards.
Yeah, Caden Mangini, one of those. He's a little bit different than the other running backs that they've got. A little bit smaller version, but a really good job vision-wise of keeping his head up and running north and south.
Buckeye State Bank first down for the Watterson Eagles. 90 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Mangini with the carry and just spinning and backing his way deeper into DeSales territory to the 35-yard line. Picks up 8. Caden Mangini had 44 yards in an earlier win over Tiffin Columbia, and a team they threw 81 points on earlier this season in one of their wins. That was on a night where a couple of teams in Central Ohio hit the 81-point mark. Watterson did it. Columbus East did it that night as well, too. Belisari to throw far side for his cousin Belisari. They're going to talk about that at the Thanksgiving dinner table because he got long out to dry right there and got planted right as the ball got there. Great coverage over there by DeSales as Caleb Johnson got to the ball right as the receiver did.
Well, good read by Caleb Johnson. He's already got an interception so far this year. This ball was thrown on target and on time, but you got to make a block out there on the perimeter. That's the way this play is designed, is that other receiver has to make contact with that cornerback. If not, you get your head taken off, and that's just what happened.
3rd down and 5 with 20 seconds left in the quarter. 3 wides are on the field for Drew Belisari. He'll play fake to Mangini and keep the football and is bent backwards. There's John Hockaday, inside linebacker, 6'1", 205-pound senior, in on the stop. So that'll bring up a 4th down for the Watterson Eagles, who on the season, I talked about their 50% 3rd down number. They're even better on 4th downs. They're a whopping 57%, and we'll watch that when we come back for quarter number 2. Great start to this great rivalry, Watterson DeSales. They're tied at 7 here on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals.
fixed it. That's on.
Yeah.
That's on.
That's off.
That's not what he just said.
It's on now.
It's
Okay.
on, yeah.
Welcome back to Alumni Stadium at DeSales. Marty Bannister, Jeff Logan, Kellyanne Stitz, the best stat guy in the business, Jason Van Hoos. And we're glad you're with us tonight. 7-7, Watterson and DeSales. The Eagles, the defending Division III state champions. Since 2022, they're only 42-4 over that stretch. Of those 4 losses, 3 have been by a total of 11 points. So they are very close to being 45-1 over that stretch. Back to throw is Belisari as the team switch sides on 4th and 4. Far side has a receiver wide open. Coming back to make the catch is Carter Belisari, and then turning back upfield for a couple of extra yards and an Eagles first down to start quarter number 2.
Well, a good job going through his checkdowns. Drew Belisari was looking deep originally, but double coverage on the long receiver. Taking the ball deep into the end zone, and he went through his checkdowns and found receiver in the flat. Good enough for that first down. You can see his eyes up, reading the defense, making the good play.
Play game to Dustin to the 25. McCoy on the move inside the red zone to the 15-yard line on a classic exteriors first down call for the Watterson Eagles. That carry puts the Eagles in the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service. First down for Watterson. The ball at the DeSales 14-yard line, a gain of 11. Chunk gains to start this second quarter.
Good job by the offensive line, and Noah Holsinger, the tight end, number 88, with the seal block on the outside, giving the opportunity for running back Jack McCoy to find some room.
Dax Middleton with the good tackle. Delay game call coming up against the Watterson offense here.
Dead ball. Delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Referee Lonnie Friedman. Some serious sideburn action there tonight for Lonnie.
Holy cow. I thought
What's wrong with a little style?
I thought he was going to break out in an Elvis song there for a moment. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, baby.
Ball's at the 19 on the walk-off. McCoy on the handoff and finds a little bit of running room as he worked to the left side. And nice job over there by DeSales as they had that left side closed up. Inside linebacker Caleb Kitzmiller in on the stop, the 6', 205-pound junior.
Well, keep your eye on that left tackle for Watterson, number 77, Pete Eglitis. I mean, this is a huge man over there, 6'7", 285-pound senior. There you see him, number 77 in your screen, has that left side, which is the protection side for that quarterback.
Will be an Iowa State Cyclone next year. First team All-State last year. Handoff goes to McCoy again into the 15-yard line and is brought down again by Kitzmiller inside the 15-yard line to the 13-yard line. And that will bring up the second down. And, I'm sorry, a third down call upcoming. Here's McCoy coming right at you here.
That's good stuff, and you can see he kept his pads low and was able to get the extra 1 or 2 yards there, and it brings up a great opportunity. Now, third down, still get a first down if they get the ball inside the 5-yard line.
Third down and 10. Remember, it was a 5-yard walk-off as well, too, on the delay of game, which pushed the Eagles back. McCoy with Belisari in the backfield. Oh, what a catch as laying out to haul that one in. Are they calling out a catch for Joe Hayes? He laid out, and he made the catch. He caught the touchdown pass earlier, and a whale of a grab there by Joe Hayes.
Boy, what a throw, though, also by Drew Belisari. It didn't look like there was anything in there in the middle, and he just delivers it through a very small window. We'll take another look and see if he controls the football here through the way.
Ooh.
Yikes.
That one looks like it might have hit the turf.
Get a better look here. Control the football. Don't let it hit the turf. And
that ball hit the turf.
Yeah, I think if we had replay, they might be doing it again.
But we have, I think, a touchdown here for Watterson. Yes, a touchdown for the Eagles as quickly working to the right side. Watterson gets on the board again. Jack McCoy finds the end zone, the senior running back, with his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. And the Watterson Eagles cap off a long drive with the touchdown run by Jack McCoy. Here it is.
We were in the replay booth at the time, obviously, and didn't get a chance to see this live, but look at the power that he delivers over the middle. Caleb Kitzmiller, the linebacker on the inside, trying to make the stop there, but good job by McCoy, and the extra point try is up, and it is good, 14-7. Drew Belisari now 6 out of 7 throwing the football for 104 yards, 14 plays, 92 yards. Pretty impressive.
Watterson up on DeSales, 14-7 on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by D.R. Horton.
There's a reason why Toyota is America's best-selling retail brand. It's the quality, dependability, and reliability that you expect from Toyota. And that starts right here in the USA, where Toyota has invested over $49 billion into 11 different manufacturing plants, including the newest one, a battery plant for its electrified vehicles. There are now 13 different Toyotas built in the USA, with more on the way. America drives Toyota. Let's go places.
After the game tonight, FNR Scores, that's the place for you to be to find all of the scores from week number 6. Yes, week number 6 of the high school football season. FNR Scores on Fox 28 tonight, right after our broadcast here on the CW Columbus. Watterson kicking the ball away. This will be Dax Middleton for DeSales, trying to get to the outside. Runs past one defender, tries to cut back up inside the 20, and is gang tackled by a bunch of guys wearing maroon and white. And DeSales will put their offense back onto the field. Once again, down to the sidelines, and Kellyanne Stitz.
Marty, Jack McCoy is enjoying a breakout season. As a sophomore, he was sidelined with a really bad knee injury. Then last year, he played some on varsity, but it wasn't 100% quite yet. This year, the running back is enjoying a breakout season for Bishop Waterson, and he is the Eagles' leading rusher and a team captain.
Jonathan Brown back in there again at the tailback spot.
Again, I don't think it's fair to say he's on a pitch count tonight, but Ryan Wiggins did say we're going to just see how much we can get out of him tonight. First down and 10 for DeSales, the ball at the 22, and here is Brown on the carry. And as he gets out to the 25-yard line, he is brought down by Caden Jones, 6', 190-pound junior weak side linebacker. Had a pretty good season, has Caden Jones, 34 tackles and an interception this year for this stingy Watterson defense. They're allowing opponents to score on the season just 8 points a game. They've already pitched a shutout this year. They blanked Westerville North in week 3. Gave up 15 in the season opener over Big Walnut. Took on a pretty good Middletown team, and that's Middletown, Delaware. And beat them 14-13 in week 2. And then back-to-back romps past Tiffin Columbian. And then last week over a pretty good Harvest Prep team. They allowed just 13 points in those 2 games. Leaping grab to the far side by Jonathan Brown on the pass by R.J. Day. And out across the 25-yard line is the short gain to the 26, a pickup of 4.
Good job by RJ getting that ball out quickly out into the flat, but how about the pursuit by the defense? Watterson St. Francis DeSales, Watterson recognizing exactly what the play was, came up there and were able to keep it to a very short gain.
Jeff, that was Nate Henderson, the strong safety. Had 8 tackles in the state championship game last year. And the big pick earlier in this game. Under 8 to go, quarter number 2.
Empty set again, 5 receivers. Expect them to bring the house on defense.
3rd down and 6. Day back to throw. And overthrows his receiver, and there's going to be a penalty flag coming in. This is Joe Hayes, the corner, who was on coverage with Blake Donnelly. And there's a lot of hand fighting going on as the 2 players were working up the sideline. And it is against the Watterson defense, Joe Hayes.
You know, both players have a right to the football, and that time both of them were doing a little bit of hand checking, but 2 officials throwing the flag at the same time. They're going to convert that into a first down.
Defense, number 23. 15 yards, result of the play, first down.
15-yard walk-off, pushes the ball out to the 41. There you see the penalty flag.
Had a fistful of jersey. And just so you understand that in high school football in the state of Ohio, there is no uncatchable rule. So ball that's thrown like that really truly was uncatchable does not protect you from interference.
So a lot of people on the far side putting their hand over their head
Exactly.
in that backward-forward motion to say he couldn't catch it. Well, he didn't have to worry about that. Classic exteriors first down provided by the penalty for DeSales. A little flare to the near side now for DeSales, as trying to get to the edge was Caleb Johnson. And there were some pretty good shots delivered over there as Johnson tried to turn it up. And the line of scrimmage was the 41, and he's going to get every bit of a yard to the 42.
Yeah, that'll go in the stat book as a running play. That ball was thrown behind instead of in a forward pass. And how about the stiff arm? Rocco Purcell came up there to try and make the stop, and he got a fistful that took him down and, again, brings up only got a yard on the play, but pretty successful.
Two wides to the far side. Frankie McAllister, 6'5", 220-pound tight end. Middle screen caught by Jonathan Brown out to the outside and into Watterson territory. And it is close to the first down. Line of scrimmage was the 42. He got to the Watterson 48. It is good enough for a first down as he picks up 10 yards.
That's a perfect example of how one play sets up another. They came with the same motion to the other side, sent Caleb Johnson in motion. RJJ comes back, looks that way, has no intention of going to Caleb, and they're setting the screen up from the very beginning. And Jonathan Brown made himself receivable, where he could get to the football and had some pretty good blocking downfield.
The center, Jaden Amalaman, was able to be in the way enough to allow Brown to make the catch and get to the outside. Amalaman, the 5'8", 250-pound senior. So DeSales on the move. They have inched into Watterson territory. Here's a pass to the far side. This is McAllister again with the catch. And McAllister gets, again, about a yard maybe. You're going to bring him down at the line of scrimmage where the ball will be officially spotted. At least on this possession, the Brown chunk gain was a good one for them, but they've had to really work hard to get anything else so far.
No question about it. And that Frankie McAllister at 6'5" is a terrific target for R.J. Day to find, dragging across the field there. And he had to get rid of the ball quickly because pressure in his face.
6:14 to go as the clock moves. We're in quarter number 2. DeSales and Watterson. Aside from this being an immense rivalry, it's also a Central Catholic League game.
Timeout.
Timeout. DeSales. They're second of the half.
Stopping the clock at the 6:04 mark of quarter number 2. This timeout on the field is sponsored by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Want to make a difference? Consider a career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing.
This is by far the best drive that DeSales has had all night, Marty. The first time they got the ball, they had a short field. So, really not much of a drive needed. But, again, they have been able to sustain this. And maybe the best defense they can have against this high-powered Watterson offense is to keep the ball on your side and get your defense off the field. And that's exactly what has kept DeSales in this football game so far with 6 minutes to go here in quarter number 2.
Donnelly is flanked to the top of your screen. Dax Middleton to the bottom. They'll add an extra back. Hockaday joins Jonathan Brown, and they'll line up on either side of the quarterback, R.J. Day. Flushed, rolling with the football. Tries to get some running room, and it is brought down. That play is going to lose a yard back to the 49-yard line. There really wasn't anywhere for R.J. Day to throw the football.
Now the pressure was on him right away, and again, that pressure up the middle from Michael Boyle, number 40, Ryan Alvis, number 50, and then Ben Ulenik at number 10, that middle linebacker, all pursuing. Watch again here. 1-2. You got to have a little bit more time in the pocket, and flushed out immediately by Ryan Alvis. Wow. And the cleanup play by that middle linebacker, Ulenik.
What an angle he took, too, as well. Ben Ulenik to get to the ball carrier. Good look at Ben Ulenik, 6 foot, 190-pound junior. His dad, of course, former Buckeye Jeff Ulenik. Here's R.J. Day back to throw again. They set that little screen, and this is McAllister with the catch. And he carries inside the 45. There is a flag down. Michael Boyle was over there on the stop for Watterson. Flag is dropped at the 45-yard line of Watterson.
And it's going to go against DeSales at the end of the play. Man, that's the way you got to defend this blitz that they're bringing, all that pressure. If you can't block them, you got to screen them, and that's exactly what DeSales is trying to do. Officials getting it right down there. We'll listen in.
Block in the back. Offense, number 57. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, third down.
And that look at the penalty again brought to you by the United States Army. Uncover your potential in the U.S. Army.
There's the block in the back right there.
Both hands straight out.
Yeah, had he maintained contact all the way through, and that defender rolls himself there, then that's not a block in the back. But he lost contact with him and then went back again, made the contact with the defender, and that's where you get the penalty. So what looked like it was going to be, fourth and maybe short, now they've got third and a bunch.
3rd and 19, the ball back into DeSales territory at the 43. Under 5 to go here in the second quarter. Day will keep the football and gets a couple back to the 45.
It appears Ryan Wiggins just comfortable with flipping the field right here. Not putting the ball up, did not want to turn it over here at midfield, and they'll bring the punting team on.
James Partlow on for his second kick. Averaging 33 yards a kick coming into this one tonight. Nate Henderson stands back at his 15-yard line to await the kick. DeSales 4-1, Watterson 5-0 in this rivalry matchup. Big rush is on, and Partlow gets off a very high spiraling kick that will be downed at the 25-yard line by Frankie McAllister of DeSales. Watterson has the football when we return. 4:07 to go in the half. Watterson 14, DeSales 7. This is Toyota's Friday Night Rivals. Coming up at halftime, they are back. Yes, your favorite furry mascot friends compete in the one and only Mascot Challenge, sponsored by Safe Light Auto Glass. Welcome back to Alumni Stadium at DeSales. Marty Bannister, Jeff Logan, Kellyanne Stitz, Statman extraordinaire Jason Van Hoos, and we're glad you're with us here tonight, wherever you're tuning us in for our Toyota Friday Night Rivals presented by D.R. Horton matchup. A Classic Exteriors first down starts this Watterson possession. After an explosive first quarter, we had a couple of big plays. We had 3 turnovers in the first quarter. Game's kind of leveled out a little bit right now, Jeff.
It has. I think they've settled in. The nerves of playing in this rivalry game were obvious, I think, for both football teams. By the way, special thanks to Clay Hall for sitting in for me last week when I was doing preacher man duties out on the West Coast at a wedding.
Last play gained a couple. 2nd down and 8 as Drew Belisari is running and being chased by Jordan Karhoff.
Ooh, delivering the blow.
Yeah.
That'll make your dad proud.
Karhoff, the 6'4", 220-pound junior, also nursing a bit of an injury situation tonight. John Hockaday also was over there helping out. There you see Karhoff chasing Belisari. And a big shot there, just lowered that right shoulder. And
Hockaday's no little guy over there either.
He's not.
Drew Belisari, 6'3", 195, a senior. Right now, very little from a recruiting standpoint at the Football Bowl Championship grouping. And I really think that Drew Belisari is a diamond in the rough.
3rd down and 3, the ball at their own 32. Belisari with a clean pocket. Just no one to throw the football to. Finally will find a little seam and zip it ahead in the middle. And the pass caught by Liam Meskey out to the 37-yard line. He just kept drifting and drifting and drifting, waiting for just enough of a seam to get the ball in, and did Demeski, and it's a first down.
Now, there were two receivers actually there very close to one another. Jack McCoy was out there as well. Liam Meski was able to come up with the play. That's the mobile quarterback that is so dangerous, so difficult to defense against when he breaks out on into the flat.
McCoy on the handoff, has the edge, and gets into DeSales territory, but there is a penalty flag thrown.
Looked like some movement in the interior line for Watterson. I think this one will come back.
Sideline warning, DeSales. Their first warning.
Wow. That's an interesting call right from the get-go. There you see the effort. Really good heads up by the running back, Jack McCoy. You know, the vision of the running back, Marty, is it's something that you can't coach it, you can't teach it. That's the knack that the really great running backs have of keeping their eyes up and their pads low and able to make those moves downfield.
McKee got 15. Belisari will keep the football. DeSales 40 and is brought down close to the 35. It's good enough for another first down as he carried to the 38. It is good enough for a first down for Watterson. Caleb Kitzmiller again over there for DeSales in on the stop. It was interesting in talking to Brian Kennedy about that complacency thing. And he said, yeah, it was a little bit of an issue. If you look back at the way they rumbled through last season and with all the talent they had coming back, they only gave up one game, or only one game rather, where an opponent got double figures on them until week 15. I mean, they just plowed through everybody last year, and it was an impressive run, and he was a little concerned about that in the offseason.
Absolutely. Got a timeout. Watterson.
Timeout. Bishop Waterson. Their first and a half.
That's a heck of a problem to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're worrying about something like that. 14-7 is the Watterson lead. Don't miss the Middlefield Bank play of the game in the fourth quarter of tonight's game. We've already got some pretty good choices for that. Middlefield Bank, your everything bank. They have 6 locations all across Central Ohio. Brian Kennedy said that was something he addressed and continually addresses as well, too, Jeff, as the season goes along. And that's why he thought that 14-13 win over Delaware high school opponent Middletown was so big for his team.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting what these two schools go through and some others in the state of Ohio trying to get people to play them. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't have that normal conference that has, 5 or 6 teams in it that set up your schedule. So they have a tough time finding opponents.
Back to throw is Belisari for Belisari. And do they connect? No, the ball falls incomplete in the end zone. And with 1:41 left, that'll bring up a second down and 10 call. Well, in fact, Watterson will have a bye next week. And we were talking to Coach Kennedy on the field, and the list of schools that they reached out to trying to get them to play them was pretty impressive, and they all said no.
Exactly. That's a dangerous game for teams to want to line up with Watterson, go against them. So they'll have a 9-game season. After the bye week next week, they play Hartley, and then they travel to Northwest, and then the last game of the season against St. Charles.
Second down and 10, and McCoy back towards the middle of the field and gets to the 32, picks up a half dozen. 90 seconds left in the half.
Play before that run right there, that throw from Belisari to Carter Belisari was really well done. I mean, very well executed. Just a little bit out of the touch of Carter being able to make that play. But again, there were 3 defenders over there, but Carter Belisari had each one of them beat.
Another third down for Watterson. Rolling towards a minute left in this first half. Eagles on top, 14-7. Mancini gets the carry and gets inside the 30, close to the marker. I think he might have picked it up. Obviously, the spot will determine. Coming up from the bottom of that pile for DeSales, Caleb Kitzmiller.
I like this dude, Mangini. I think he is a good change of pace for those bigger backs that go in there, and Mangini doing a really nice job, gives them a timeout again.
Timeout for measurement.
Ooh.
Coming up in just a few minutes, we will go down to Kellyanne Stitz for the Music Go-Round Coaches Corner. Right now, she'll be talking to Brian Kennedy from Watterson for his thoughts on the first half. And again, that will be coming up in mere moments on the Coaches Corner Music Go-Round, along with, yes indeed, folks, it's the Kitchen Saver Halftime Show. You will be introduced to this week's Donato Scholar Athlete of the Week from DeSales High School. Plus, we will have scores from around Central Ohio. All of that, he said, all of that is coming up in the Kitchen Saver Halftime Show. It is good enough for a first down. Ball moved to the 28 of DeSales. Belisari flushed out of the pocket. We'll zip this one towards the end zone. Had Mangini tried to make a sliding catch of that ball and could not do so.
Oh.
Check it. That was in the end zone going low that time.
That's Mangini.
Is that Mangini?
It sure is.
Yeah, he almost had that one. He went low to try to scoop that one in. Just couldn't haul it in.
Boy, what a throw, though. If you have any question about the strength of the arm of Drew Belisari, that's the right-handed quarterback rolling to the left-hand side. I want you to watch how fundamentally sound he is, setting his feet. And this is a very catchable football. And Mangini nearly came up with it, but what an effort.
Another pass towards the end zone this time and another incompletion. Trying to get this one to Carter Belisari. And right there, stride for stride with him defensively, was Caleb Johnson. So the clock stopped at 39 seconds left. That pass falls incomplete. That'll bring up a third down and 10. The ball at the DeSales 28-yard line.
They're not afraid to take their shots, are they, Marty?
No, they're not.
Got some talented receivers out there, and you got a gun for a quarterback, and you can see right there this ball overthrown. Another receiver, Noah Holsinger, the tight end, coming free, also running a little bit of a skinny post.
Third down and 10. Belisari again. Well, setting up the screen, and this pass falls incomplete. Caleb Johnson's had a big first half defensively, and he got over there in an absolute hurry to strip the ball away from Carter Belisari, forcing the incomplete pass. Watch this play by Johnson.
Well, you got to love the reaction of that young man coming up to recognize the play. He was being blocked, but look at the aggressiveness out there.
They're second of the
Caleb Johnson, 6'1", 195-pound junior. I think he's got a great future ahead of him. He's the right size, and he certainly plays aggressively at that corner position.
Timeout on the field with 34 seconds left here in this first half. 14-7, Watterson and DeSales. Game was tied at 7 before Watterson put a nice drive together to retake the lead. First quarter featured 3 turnovers, a couple of long scoring passes, one long scoring pass, and then a tremendous throw into the end zone by R.J. Day to Dax Middleton for DeSales. And that's where we stand right now, 14-7. The defending Division III state champions, the Watterson Eagles.
How about both fan bases supporting their schools tonight? Obviously a home game for St. Francis DeSales, but the Watterson folks have filled their side of the field.
Not only is it a big night home game-wise for DeSales, it's also their last home game of the season in week number 6. Fourth down. Watterson will play. Belisari rolling, looking towards the end zone now. Will fire ahead. The pass is incomplete. Carter Belisari was open for a moment in the end zone, but DeSales did a nice job of keeping somebody in the general area. See if you can pick up Belisari at the bottom of your screen right there. And here comes the pressure. And Henderson was the intended receiver and unable to catch up with that one. So DeSales will get the football back with 26 seconds left in the half. And let's see what the mindset is of Ryan Wiggins.
I don't think Ryan Wiggins will waste any time trying to get a breakout play. He's got a great running back. A little bit of a surprise that he's playing in there, but Jonathan Brown looking good.
And they get the ball to start the second half too, Jeff. So they're just going to go to a knee.
Take a knee.
Yep, take a knee and work on what you need to work on at the intermission. So Watterson has a touchdown advantage over their bitter rivals from DeSales. We have played through 2 quarters of football in this 70th meeting between these two perennial Central Catholic League powers, and they are separated by a touchdown, which has been more often than not the way these games have been played. DeSales has won 9 of the last 14, and 3 of those losses have been by a total of 10 points. So it tells you what these games are all about. And right now, a close one at the break. 14-7. Watterson with the advantage. We talked about turnovers leading into the broadcast tonight, how both teams needed to shy away from those, and what do? They cough it up 3 times in the first quarter.
Yeah, Coach Wiggins was talking about we got to steal a possession, and that's exactly what happened early in the football game, and that really changed the momentum because you remember at the very beginning, Watterson hits the long touchdown pass on the second play of the game, and Marty, you were kind of looking at each other like, oh my goodness, this is going to be a rout. But they came out and they played DeSales football the way that they expect to, and they forced that turnover to give themselves a great opportunity. So,
I thought that one drive we had talked about where Brian Kennedy kind of said, hey, we're going to calm things down. Speaking of Brian Kennedy, he's now with Kellyanne Stitz.
Coach Kennedy, you guys take the lead 14-7 into half. One of the focuses coming into this game was limiting R.J. Day. How would you assess your defensive performance to do that?
I think our defense has played really well so far. He's going to get a couple plays, right? Their offense is too good not. But I credit to our guys. We had that quick change on that other turnover. We didn't give up any points. We're really proud of that.
Where would you like to see improvement in the second half?
Man, I'd like to cut out the mistakes, right? Turnovers against a good team will kill you. We got to keep getting first downs, not putting ourselves in situations second and third long.
Thank you so much, Coach Kennedy. Guys.
Kellyanne, thank you. And again, turnovers.
Yep.
That's a big thing in big games, and it jumped up in half number 1. At the break, Watterson leads DeSales 14-7. We will take you to the half. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton.
Welcome into to the Kitchen Saver Halftime Show. I'm Kelly Instance. Right now, Bishop Waterson leads their rival St. Francis DeSales 14-7 at the half. Now, every week, the CW Columbus is proud to recognize the Donatos Scholar Athlete of the Week. Tonight, we introduce you to Leah Stacklin from DeSales High School, who is a cheerleader bringing the energy while setting the standard in the classroom.
Donatos proudly recognizes Central Ohio's Scholar Athlete of the Week. St. Francis DeSales senior Leah Stacklin ranks 5th in the class of 2026 with a 4.14 GPA, while excelling in athletics as a member of varsity cheer, game day cheer, and girls lacrosse. This year, she helped capture state championships in both game day cheer and lacrosse. Leah is also a peer minister in campus ministry, a student council member, and president of the National Honor Society. Congratulations to this outstanding Donatos Scholar Athlete.
She is now eligible to enter the Scholar Athlete of the Year contest with the CW Columbus and can win a $5,000 college scholarship. That's not a bad deal. Congratulations to Leah. But now we're turning to a highly anticipated halftime competition in all of high school sports. Without further delay, let's get ready for the Safe Flight Mascot Challenge.
Welcome, everyone, to the Safe Flight Mascot Challenge, right here on the CW Columbus. Looking to pounce, it's Wildcat. Ready to roar, it's Lion. Setting up to soar, it's Eagle. Looking to sting, it's Bumblebee. And from Good Day Columbus, it's Muggsy. This week's challenge, the putt. Muggsy is first. Uh-oh, he's warming up like this is a long drive contest. Well, he certainly had great distance. I think there might be too much coffee in this mug. Here's Lion lining up the putt. Way too strong. And certainly no golf etiquette. Well, maybe a hug from the mug will help you feel better. Eagle's turn. He's eagle-eyeing the putt. And pushes it a little to the right.
Oh, boy. Oh, fiddle-faddle.
Close, but I'm not sure that's gonna fly. Bumblebee is next. She really is buzzing to make this. But no, she hooks it. Nothing to buzz about there. The sassy cat Wildcat lines it up. Oh, that looks like a perfect putt. It's in the cup. Finally, something to cheer about. This week's big winner is Wildcat. Way to go, Wildcat. Tune in next week for another exciting Safe Flight Mascot Challenge on the CW Columbus. No mascots were harmed in the making of this video.
Oh, it just gets better every single week. Well, the Kitchen Saver Halftime Show will continue after the break. Right now, Bishop Waterson leads St. Francis DeSales 14-7. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the half. Watterson leads DeSales by the score of 14-7 in our Toyota Friday Night Rivals matchup, presented by D.R. Horton, of course, America's builder. Big night. It is week number 6 of this high school football season. Look at some scores from around the area. Bit of a surprise here. Newark on top of Canal Winchester, 20-14. That game in quarter number 2. Canal coming off a loss to Pickerington Central last week. Gahanna rolling over Central Crossing. They're at the intermission with the Lions on top 28-0 over the Comets. Hilliard Bradley, Upper Arlington. That's a team that a lot of people think might be the best in Central Ohio. The Golden Bears are romping right now, 24-0 over Bradley. That game's in the second quarter. Pickerington Central on top of Lancaster, 28-13. That game also in the second quarter. Good rivalry matchup there between Pickerington Central and Lancaster. Licking Heights, Licking Valley, 22-0. Licking Valley, we'll see the Panthers in a couple of weeks when they take on the Blue Aces of Granville here on your Toyota Friday Night Rivals matchup. Marysville, Dublin Jerome, 7-0 Marysville on top. The Monarchs lead the Celtics. That game in quarter number 2. Also around the area tonight, Grove City is doubling up New Albany. We're deep into league play right now in the OCC. Grove City on top 28-14. That game in the second half. And another team that a lot of people think might be Central Ohio's best, if not one of the best. That's those Pioneers from Olentangy Orange. Look at what they're doing to Hilliard Davidson. 35-0 at the intermission. Olentangy on top of Thomas Worthington. 30-0. Playing some pretty good football in that Olentangy school district. Last year, Liberty, of course, winning the state championship. Westland over Dublin Scioto, 21-14. That game is in the second half up at Scioto. Westland Cougars, a team that can put some points on the board. Well, some big plays in this game in the first half, but as always, there are big plays to look at from around the nation.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Angel's gonna run it. Case and Angel, first down and more. Case and Angel, midfield, still on his feet. There he goes. He's off to the races, and no one's gonna catch him. Touchdown.
He doesn't see Alloway coming right there.
Oh,
yeah. Yikes. Lands on his head.
Fourth down, they're going to keep the offense on the field, going to the end zone. This ball's up for grabs. Jump ball, and it's caught. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, it is.
Hula again. So going to see how he's doing and figure things out. A high snap way over his head. Again, a fine play, but he's in real trouble. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, just thrown down. And how about this? It's going to be chalked-all ball inside the Synovus red zone.
Plenty of time towards the end zone. And it is caught. Caught it is. Jarry, Moore, Stewart with a fantastic catch in the end zone. And it's a Reapers Revenge touchdown for the Panthers.
To keep the Mules undefeated. Walker Bryant to hold. The kick is up. It is straight. It is perfect. And it is good. And the Mules walk off with the win at Lenoff State.
Always good when the Mules and Buffaloes get together. We are at the half. Watterson on top of DeSales, 14-7. Stay with us. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton. 14-7, Watterson leads DeSales. We welcome you back to the intermission here at Alumni Stadium at DeSales. It's been a good game here tonight in this legendary rivalry between these two teams. Jeff Logan, Marty Bannister, a lot to watch in that first half. A lot of things happened, especially in quarter number one.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, Watterson comes out and hits the bomb on a broken play in the second play of the game. Looked like it might be a rout, but the two turnovers were really the difference maker that kept DeSales in the football game.
A lot of things happened early on in this game, some big plays right away. The first score of the game came on the second play of the game.
Yeah, that's Belisari to Joe Hayes, and again, broken play, but they're able to find the receiver, and again, it looked like it was going to be all Watterson at this stage, but in the next play, or next series, Belisari comes to his left, is stripped, and that's what Ryan Wiggins was talking about. Let's steal a possession, and that's exactly what they did.
And then Ohio State head coach Ryan Day's favorite player, R.J. Day, with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, this is a picturesque play. You can tell these two have worked well together for a long, long time. And then on the following kick, return, fumble, and again, DeSales is back in business.
But the Watterson defense, which is one of the reasons why they're defending state champs, able to rise up.
Yeah, 3 turnovers in the first half, too much for these two teams combined. There's the interception, and then the final touchdown run before the game made it 14-7. You'll get another look at it here, and just great blocking by that offensive line and creating an opportunity. Total domination, when you look at the stats in this game, 217 total yards for the Eagles compared to only 46 yards. And of those 46 yards, Marty, 38 of them came from R.J. Day passing or rushing the football. He's been the entire story for them offensively.
And the one big part of this game, those 46 yards total offense by DeSales, the reason they're in this game, the turnovers.
No question about it. You've got to make sure you take care of the football in this case. And if Watterson doesn't turn the ball over in the second half, I think they can take control of this football game. But this is a rivalry game. Anything can happen.
The defending state champions up at the half, 14-7 over their bitter rivals from DeSales. Second half action's coming up on Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
Thank you so much. We're on the lookout for him. Coach Wiggins, just a one-possession game heading into the third quarter. What was your message to the team at halftime?
Well, we talked about hanging in there, keeping this thing, to a one-score game. We got ourselves a couple extra possessions there, but we just got to do a better job. We're not protecting, and our offense can't get any rhythm if we don't do a little better job holding up on these guys. So kids are playing hard. We just got to play better.
Thank you so much, Coach Wiggins. Good luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
14-7 is the lead for Watterson over DeSales. The moon shining over Central Ohio tonight, and a great night for high school football. Down to the sidelines, Kellyanne Stitz with Ryan Wiggins.
Coach Wiggins, just a one-possession game heading into the third quarter. What was your message to the team at halftime?
Well, we talked about hanging in there, keeping this thing, to a one-score game. We got ourselves a couple extra possessions there, but we just got to do a better job. We're not protecting, and our offense can't get any rhythm if we don't do a little better job holding up on these guys. So kids are playing hard. We just got to play better.
Thank you so much, Coach Wiggins. Good luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
Kellyanne, thank you very much. Ryan Wiggins, the head coach of the DeSales Stallions. We are at the intermission, getting ready to start half number 2. But during the intermission, the Watterson High School Marching Band, they put on quite a show here this evening. This look at their performance is sponsored by our friends at Music Go Around. Check out their locations at 2630 Bethel Road and inside the Stone Ridge Plaza in Gahanna, the Watterson High School Marching Band. $14-7 is the lead for Watterson. We get ready to start the second half. Jeff Logan, Ryan Wiggins talked about we have to protect better and we have to find some way to get some rhythm going on offense. Those two, I think, go hand in hand, don't they?
Well, they really do. And, DeSales won the toss at the beginning of the football game. They deferred. They will get the ball first. And the drive that we saw by DeSales before it stalled at the very end was one of the most impressive things that they've done offensively the entire game. As we mentioned statistically, they don't have a whole lot to be proud of tonight. Only 46 yards of total offense. And R.J. Day has been responsible for the nearly 100% of those yards, either throwing the football or running it on his own. I want to see if they make some adjustments offensively, though, to roll that pocket and get R.J. Day out on the perimeter where he's got some RPOs.
Dax Middleton and Jonathan Brown are back deep. We mentioned Jonathan Brown being a Michigan recruit. His position coach, Tony Alford, is in attendance at tonight's game. Saw him on the sideline during the first half.
Michigan have got a bye week, obviously, this week. What a weekend for sports. I mean, Watterson DeSales to kind of kick things off. You got Ohio State against Washington tomorrow afternoon. The OU Bobcats, Marty will have that call down there against Eddie George and the Eagles coming in from Bowling Green. And then, of course, the Ryder Cup is going on this weekend as well. And the U.S. is getting their butt handed to them.
See, obviously you're flustered by all of that because you said Michigan.
Yeah, I know.
Did you catch that?
Well,
okay.
The one thing with that team up north, don't you know, Sharon Moore is taking this week off as a penalty. Oh, I'm kidding. It's a bye week.
Yeah, just couldn't resist.
I couldn't. Take your jabs where you can get them.
Here we go. Eli Egan to kick the football away. 14-7, Watterson with the lead, and here's the kick. Brown will backpedal and field this one, waist high, and comes out with it to the 20, trying to get to the near side. And again, good coverage by the special teams of Watterson, not allowing Brown to get to the angle over there. As coming up, Caden Mangini and on special teams, part of that group that got downfield for the tackle. And DeSales, led by the quarterback R.J. Day, will get the football here to start half number 2. They'll start at their own 25-yard line. In fact, their own 22, I'm sorry.
Yeah, excuse me, R.J.'s numbers in the first half, 5 out of 8 throwing for only 18 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And Jonathan Brown, John Hockaday have been the go-tos in the backfield.
Frankie McAllister lines up in the backfield. He's to the right of R.J. Day. Hockaday goes in motion and takes the handoff and is swallowed up in the backfield immediately. Crashing in was Ben Uhlenhake on the tackle, the junior middle linebacker. Just shot the gap in a hurry and got their play. We'll lose one back to the 21.
Good read by that entire defense there. Shot the gap. They were able to get that ball back with a 1-yard loss, and that's not the way Ryan Wiggins wanted to start the second half.
When I talked to Ryan Wiggins earlier in the week, I asked him, how does R.J. Day handle being Ryan Day's son? And he had nothing but praise for head coach Ryan Day, the way that, I mean, it could be a very interesting situation.
Sure, it could
There's
be
no
tough.
question about it. But he had nothing but praise for Coach Day and the way he handles all of this. R.J. Day back to throw. Now protection breaks down, and Day goes down in the backfield. Michael Boyle, the disruptor up front. The junior defensive tackle came crashing through for another tackle for a loss. That would lose a half dozen back to the 15.
Again, the offensive line has got their hands full when they play that traditional drop back. There's not enough time. You can see here he's got a 1-second drop, and the defense is on him. And right there was Michael Boyle, who comes in to make the play. Again, you got to roll your quarterback. You got to get him outside, put some pressure on that defense.
And he was working on a freshman, 6', 285-pounder Noah Grimmett, and won that duel easily, did Michael Boyle. 3rd and 17, the ball's back at the 15. Hockaday to the right of R.J. Day, who will roll to throw and delivers ahead, and the pass is caught far side by Blake Donnelly, but it's way shy of the first down, out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Picked up a dozen, but they're still shy of the first down by 5 yards, and that'll force a punt situation.
I'm nowhere near being an offensive coordinator, but that's exactly what I called for right there, is to roll that pocket, get him outside where he's got an RPO, a run-pass option. This is exactly what the doctor ordered, and he finds a receiver. If you don't have negative plays on the first two, that's a first down.
Nate Henderson stands back at his 38-yard line to wait for the punt. Very high kick by James Partlow. Henderson will race up, drop the football. It's on the field, and let's see who has it. DeSales says it's theirs. If that's the case, it's the 3rd Watterson turnover of the night, and that is the case. The Stallions have the football.
Boy, a special teams mistake that time by Watterson. Number one, the punt return guy was lined up way too deep for the way the punts have been coming in. And when that ball was coming into a crowd at that point, if you're not all the way underneath it, you ought to scatter. And there's another stolen possession for Ryan Wiggins and his St. Francis DeSales Stallions.
Frankie McAllister was in the area, but it looks like a 5'8", 170-pound freshman, Jonah Jenkins, came away with the football for DeSales. Huge play right there for the Stallions. And they start in plus territory at the DeSales, or at the Watterson 48. DeSales with the football again at the Watterson 48. Day will pass, flares it near side for Middleton, who wants to throw it downfield and has a receiver open, makes a juggling catch inside the 25 and goes down. It's a first down for DeSales. So Ryan Wiggins diving into his bag of tricks. Josh Elgin, a 6-foot sophomore wide receiver, floated into the flat, and a good throw by Dax Middleton. First down DeSales.
Well, again, some gadget plays are what you have to do when you're outmanned a little bit, and what a really nice throw by Dax Middleton, finding the receiver wide open. Those corners were looking for the ball underneath, and they stole a possession. They also stole a play there, and they've got it inside the 25-yard line.
31-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the Watterson 21. Day rolling, as Jeff said, fires on a line to the far side, and going low to scoop that one in was Blake Donnelly with the catch. Day on the run, and a good throw and a good catch by Donnelly. Ball's inside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, when you can't protect your quarterback, you've got to make decisions to get him outside of that pressure.
Jeff, that completion moves the ball inside the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service. Ball's at the Watterson 13-yard line, a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. 3 minutes into half number 2. DeSales trying to take advantage of another Watterson turnover and tie the game. Backs on either side of Day. Brown gets the handoff and works for a short gain. Couple to the 11 for Jonathan Brown. 220 yards rushing coming into this game. Last year, Brown rumbled for 1,295 yards, scored 16 touchdowns, but has been hampered by a leg injury coming into this one. They weren't sure they were going to have him at all tonight. In fact, when I talked to Ryan Wiggins on Tuesday, he said, hey, it's a no-go for Jonathan Brown. But he was informed on Thursday that Brown was cleared to play and let us know, and Brown is trying to help his team pull off an upset here tonight. Gets the handoff again, but he is gobbled up as he tried to find some running room. Big pressure that time by one of those defensive ends, Jonah Groover, 6'3", 225-pound junior.
Boy, and Jonah Groover was crashing on the play as if he knew exactly what was coming.
And, Jeff, that was 3rd down and short, so now it's 4th down. And Ryan Wiggins going to try and get some points here in this situation. Ryan Bangert will come on to try the field goal. He's 3 of 3 this year, as long as 40. This will be a 30-yard field goal. But we saw a heck of a kick last week by Erkin Ursaya of Worthington Kilbourne. He boomed a 45-yarder last week. That would have been good from 55 to win the Battle of Hard Road.
Timeout. Bishop Waterson, their first of the half.
Watterson will call a timeout here with 7:47 to go here in this 3rd quarter. DeSales again trying to take advantage of the DeSales of the Watterson turnover here to try to cut into this Watterson lead. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. This timeout brought to you by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Start your journey today to transform your talents into a career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol.
Marty, a shout-out to the long snapper for St. Francis DeSales, Jeffrey Fields. He's been a 3-year starter at that position, wears number 27. And that is not a very heralded position, but, man, you got to be really, really good at it. And this kid has been excellent for the 3 years that he's been the starter.
One of those positions that you only hear his name mentioned most times when something goes wrong.
When something goes poorly, yeah.
So on 4th down and 2, DeSales is going to play. Brown will line up behind R.J. Day as they go out of the pistol formation.
Yeah, they're going to try and draw him off sides is what they're going to do.
Sure looks that way.
Yeah, Watterson wants no part of it. And
Play
looks
clock's
like
at 5.
We'll get a timeout now by St. Francis DeSales. Well, a little bit of
why not?
Yeah, a little bit of poker out there. We'll show you your hand if you'll show me mine. And
St. Francis DeSales. They're first of the half.
All right, good try.
Thanks to Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center. Tonight's game is streaming live on the ABC6 YouTube channel as well as the ABC6 Facebook page, the ABC6 News app, and on the CWColumbus.com. You can watch this game anywhere, and I mean anywhere, including Seattle, Washington.
Absolutely, and we found out that Coach Ryan Day, getting off the team bus after their final practice before the Washington game tomorrow, was on his phone streaming live our telecast of the game, and he wanted to know how Kellyanne Stitz was doing on the sidelines.
And she has more on his favorite player, R.J. Day. All right, we'll check in with Kellyanne after this 4th down play here.
She must be blushing.
And they will keep the offense on the field here.
That's interesting.
Jonathan Brown will be to the left of R.J. Day.
See if they roll the pocket. They do.
And he does to the near side with the football now. Here comes the pressure. Tries to spin free and does. Buys him some extra time, but will heave this one into the end zone. The pass is intercepted in the end zone. Nate Henderson with his second pick of the night. And Day was trying to make something out of nothing right there. And the ball will come out to the 20-yard line. Watterson with the stop. And the Eagles defense with a great play right there. And the key to that, Jeff, was the pressure on R.J. Day.
Absolutely. They were planning for the roll of the pocket that time, and you can see the pressure out there by Caden Jones, the linebacker. And good decision, even though he didn't have a receiver down there. R.J. Day's got to get rid of the football and try and come up with a big play there. Again, you're going to rely on your defense. 3 turnovers for Watterson tonight. We heard on the walk-off after the end of the first half that Brian Kennedy was none too happy.
Watterson with the football, 1st down and 10. Here's McCoy on the handoff and gets to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 5 for Jack McCoy, 6'1", 195-pound senior.
By the way, Drew Belisari's numbers in that first half, 7 out of 13 passing for 109 yards. He had 1 touchdown and 1 fumble. And rushing the football, Jack McCoy, the leader, 14 carries for 66 yards, and, of course, the touchdown rushing.
We mentioned how R.J. Day, of course, the son of Ryan Day, and how that dynamic works. But it's similar for Drew Belisari and for Carter Belisari as well, too, as McCoy tries to find some running room to the left side, but is gang tackled over there at about the 27-yard line. Of course, Drew Belisari's dad is Greg Belisari. Carter Belisari's dad is Steve Belisari. So you're also dealing with some Ohio State influence there.
No question about it. And I was talking to Greg and Steve before the game, and at this stage of their lives, they are just having so much fun coaching football. In fact, when Greg Belisari graduated from Ohio State, got done, he coached at Ohio State as an assistant coach, like a graduate assistant coach, while he went to medical school. Greg is a practicing orthopedic surgeon here in town and very, very successful, but really loves this second life that he has been able to experience coaching high school football.
3rd down and 3 after an official's timeout. Now we're back to scrimmaging. And Drew Belisari goes back to throw and will fire on a line, and a nice pass and a good catch by Carter Belisari. It's good enough for a Watterson 1st down out to the 32-yard line, a pickup of 5.
Boy, 2 defenders on Carter Belisari as he ran the drag route across the formation there, and that is a very difficult ball to throw. I mean, you got the guy coming across the field. You got to thread it perfectly, and 2 defenders on his tail, but good look by Drew Belisari.
And there's something, and Jeff, you know this so very well, that comes with being the quarterback at Ohio State. There's a lot of just everything that comes with that, and certainly Steve Belisari knows all about that as penalty flags come in here prior to the ball being snapped. But it's such a position of high scrutiny that when you get to this level, you can impart a lot of knowledge to a player.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You know, everybody wants to drive the Ferrari. And then when they give you the keys to the Ferrari as the quarterback, you begin to wonder, do I really want to drive the Ferrari? And with it comes great responsibility.
1st and 15 after the walk-off. The ball moved back to the 27. This is McCoy breaking free. 40, 45. Can they catch him? To the near side, to the 30, to the 20. Check it. This is Mangini on the carry, and he is inside the 10 to the 5 and thrown down. Cade Mangini shot like a cannon out of that gap and just burst up the near side and gets inside the 10 to the 5. It's a 1st and goal coming up for the Watterson Eagles. How about the speed right there by Mangini? He was off and running from the moment he got the football. Look at this, coming right at you here.
Yeah, the size of the hole was terrific, man. I told you what a great change of pace this running back is for Watterson. He's a little bit different than the other big backs they have in Jack McCoy and Ben Ulenik over there, who get some opportunities to run as well. But a terrific run by Caden Mangini.
68-yard run. Now here is McCoy, and he weaves his way into the end zone for the touchdown, the D.R. Horton touchdown. D.R. Horton is America's builder. Jack McCoy into the end zone for the score. And Watterson improves its lead to 20-7. The big run by Mangini, the score by McCoy.
The offensive line doing a good job. Looked like the right tackle, Davis Seaman, may have been a little bit early. We're not going to see it here in this shot. But again, good control and getting himself going north and south on the football field, pads low, and 2nd touchdown rushing tonight for Jack McCoy. Here's the point after try. It's up, and it is good.
Nice job.
You like that?
21-7. Watterson leads DeSales. 5:16 to go. Quarter number 3 on Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton.
There's a reason why Toyota is America's best-selling retail brand. It's the quality, dependability, and reliability that you expect from Toyota. And that starts right here in the USA, where Toyota has invested over $49 billion into 11 different manufacturing plants, including the newest one, a battery plant for its electrified vehicles. There are now 13 different Toyotas built in the USA, with more on the way. America drives Toyota. Let's go places.
Dave Holmes, Beanie Wells, Cardale Jones, they are your hosts for The Script. It's a new podcast covering the Ohio State story with big opinions and real talk from real Buckeyes. New episodes every week. The Script, available now wherever you get your podcasts. Dave Holmes out in Seattle, monitoring social media. Watterson leads here 21-7. The kick by Egan will bounce and be fielded by Middleton at the 5. Tries to get to the edge. And again, Watterson special teams swarm down the field, but Middleton's able to find a little gap and a decent return out to the 23-yard line. And that's where the DeSales offense will come back onto the field. Next week, Friday Night Rivals is headed to Pickaway County for a Mid-State League matchup. It's Bloom Carroll at Logan Elm. Mid-State League Rivals will square off with our pregame show kicking off at 5 o'clock on ABC 6 with Kelly Ann Stitz. And then we will have the game for you on the CW Columbus at 7 o'clock next Friday night. Always enjoy our trips down to Pickaway County. Almost Pumpkin Festival time, Jeff.
Oh, man, I've got tickets for you. I have got, backstage tickets for you. You're going to have a blast.
Surprised you've never gone to the Pumpkin Show. I'm just
no, sir.
Staggered by that. Here's R.J. Day, and again, DeSales unable to get anything started on this possession. Day was dropped, and they had a trio of Eagles defenders there to bring him down.
I heard you were nominated for Pumpkin King. Is that true?
Well, the thing that happened was I was asked about it, and I said, if nominated, I will not serve.
You do a good job representing us down there next week. I
had to turn it down.
At a different location next week at the Ohio State University for the Ohio State Athletics Hall of Fame. I'll be handling the Master of Ceremonies duties there.
Not a better choice for that. Day will drift back to throw, looking. Almost a jump pass to McAllister, who makes the catch and gets out across the 30 or to the 30, and was knocked backwards at the 30-yard line, a gain of 7. They had to elevate a little bit to get that pass over the oncoming defenders.
Yeah, you got to love the creativity of this young man, RJ, doing a good job of wiggling those shoulders back there to kind of set the defense, and was able to find his big receiver.
McAllister, a good target, 6'5". Just had to get the ball in his general vicinity. 3rd down and 3, 3:50 to go, quarter number 3. And again, the Watterson lead at 21-7.
Now they need a conversion on 3rd down in the worst way.
They'll empty the backfield for the 3-year starter at quarterback. 2 wide to the top of your screen. Day goes back to throw again, goes down the far side, sideline, trying to hit Middleton, and he's unable to catch up with it.
Now, RJ'd like to have that one again. A little bit of maybe a step and a half Middleton had on the 2 defenders there. That ball would have had to have been absolutely perfect, though, to be caught, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
See some of the frustration right there of R.J. Day coming off the field. And here's James Partlow wanting to kick the football away. Nate Henderson stands back at his 40-yard line.
They've been close a couple of times getting to Partlow, and the snap gets back there in plenty of time. It's quick, but he's a little slow getting rid of the ball.
Very high kick. That will take a good DeSales bounce and an even better bounce inside the 30, and will continue to roll to the 25-yard line. And that's where Watterson will have the football when we come back. We're in the 3rd quarter. The 70th meeting between Watterson and DeSales has a 21-7 advantage for Watterson on Toyota Friday Night Rivals. Your chance to get caught up with what is happening with your favorite high school team comes up after our game tonight. Watch FNR Scores on Fox 28. It's sponsored by D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton is America's builder. Here it's 21-7. Watterson on top of DeSales. 3:20 to go here in the quarter. There's Drew Belisari's 3rd quarter resume. 8 of 14, 114 yards. Trying to add to it by throwing the ball towards Carter Belisari. And a number of players around that football. Unable to make the catch was Carter Belisari. It falls incomplete. That'll bring up a 2nd down.
Yeah, trying to get the ball out there deep on the first play, trying to take the top off the defense. Good protection. Pretty good throw here. But again, double coverage. That thing had to have been absolutely perfect to be able to come down with it.
Drew Belisari drawing interest from the likes of the University of Dayton, the University of Indianapolis, Division II powerhouse Grand Valley State, and a team I had a chance to see last week, the Gardner-Webb Runnin' Bulldogs. Chris Reisert, the former Ohio Dominican head coach, now guides that program. Strong ties to the state of Ohio, especially Central Ohio, was showing their interest in Drew Belisari. We have a Eagles player down after the completion.
It's Liam Meskey over there on the sidelines. He caught the ball and was taken down hard over on the bench. Medical staff will get to him immediately. There's Coach Brian Kennedy.
In his long time at Watterson, both as a player and a coach involved in this great rivalry. Kellyanne Stitz is on the sidelines for us tonight.
Guys, there's a lot of pressure when it comes to being the son of the head football coach at Ohio State, but Ryan Day tells me that RJ is mature beyond his years. Now, wherever RJ plays, he's subjected to the overrated chants, the taunting, but Ryan said that he remains strong and he doesn't let the outside noise impact him. Ryan says RJ sees how hard he coaches the quarterbacks at Ohio State and wants to be coached the same way. Sometimes he wants to be coached harder than anybody. Ryan said in coaching, showing love is getting the most out of someone, and RJ's all in on that. Now, Ryan also told me he is so proud of how much RJ has grown as a young man, and he enjoys getting the chance to watch him play on Friday nights. Now, the Buckeyes are in Seattle to play Washington tomorrow, but up to this week, Ryan hasn't missed a game in person. We were told he's watching all the way out on the West Coast, watching our Friday Night Rivals broadcast. But guys, in my conversation with Coach Day at the Woody on Wednesday night, I haven't seen him as elated as when he won the national championship. Talking about his son, he was grinning ear to ear. You could just tell how proud he is to be his dad.
Great story, Kellyanne. Thank you. And yes, obviously, when you have that type of relationship and have that type of talent in one of your children, you will just beam about that, and I think you and I both can feel that same way.
No doubt. Liam Meskey was able to get to the bench over there. They've got the medical staff. We'll see if he returns.
3rd down and 7 as Drew Belisari retreats into the pocket to throw and zips it to the far side right in front of his bench. And going down to make the catch was Nate Henderson, and picks up the 1st down for Watterson out to the 39-yard line. And I think it's fair to add to all of this with all of the Ohio State ties to both sides of the sidelines here tonight. Just as we mentioned earlier, Jeff, that intense scrutiny that comes with being associated with a program like that gets so much intense scrutiny about everything that happens there.
No question about it.
Belisari to throw, and the pass is caught on the far side by Joe Hayes, who steps out of bounds after making the catch. It can really work against you a lot of times, and you have to be strong mentally.
There's RJ working the sidelines. Of course, his dad was a quarterback in high school and college, and really coaches up the quarterbacks mostly at Ohio State during his tenure there. Came as an offensive coordinator and a quarterbacks coach until Urban Meyer decided to retire and turn the whistle over to Coach Day.
Play gained a couple. Here's Mancini on the handoff and turns up towards the 48-yard line. It is shy of the 1st down. Dax Middleton in on the stop.
This Caden Mangini may be one of my all-time favorite players this year, man. The kid's out there 5'9", 165 pounds, just a junior. Probably the heir apparent to that lead running back spot for the Watterson Eagles, but he has been special. That's 5 carries on the night for him for 100 yards. Of course, he had the big run there in the 3rd quarter.
Remind you of a running back you used to know very well?
I just like him.
Handoff inside. This is McCoy to the midfield stripe and manages to muscle his way into DeSales territory, where he is brought down by John Hockaday, the 6'1", 205-pound senior. Ryan Wiggins says he's one of our most consistent players on the defensive side of the ball. We've seen that tonight. He's made a number of big tackles tonight for the Stallions defense.
I like how Drew Belisari extends plays, Marty, how he's able to be creative out there and dumping passes to the open receiver. You can tell he's had a lot of experience back there.
Ball's at the 49, and here goes McCoy, 40, 35, 30, and he breaks free to the 20, to the 15, and is finally caught from behind and thrown down inside the 10-yard line at the last moment for DeSales. Able to catch him and wrestle him down back inside the 10-yard line was Evan Dreher, but it's a 1st down and goal upcoming for the Watterson Eagles. That sprint puts the Eagles in the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service.
Yeah, touchdown saving tackle by Evan Dreher, but boy, that offensive line doing a great job of just dominating in the trenches. Nothing to show for it there on that play. Jack McCoy dropped for a loss. It'll be 2nd down and goal at about the 8-yard line.
41 yards for McCoy.
Make it the 9.
Had to go. Well, the ball rather was moved back to the 9, so lost a couple. Both McCoy and Mangini have that similar burst. We saw it there by McCoy. We saw it earlier by Mangini on that long 68-yard gallop that he had. Mangini's in the backfield to the left of Belisari. And Belisari will go back to throw. Looking, the pass was batted away at the line of scrimmage. That might have been Frankie McAllister getting a big hand up there to knock that pass away. There's a flag down, though.
They will have a little bit of fun, though, with Jack McCoy and Caden Mangini in the film room, because both of them got caught from behind. That will be fun in the running back.
I'm sorry.
room.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was not a flag. That was a towel. That was.
I think it was beanbag, or maybe
it wasn't a beanbag. Yeah. There's a yellow marker or a yellow mark on the field. That's for when they have lacrosse and soccer here. It sure did look like a penalty flag, but it's not.
3rd and goal.
At the 9, 56 seconds left here in the quarter.
A little bit of confusion and a timeout.
Heads up play by Belisari. They're burning the timeout.
Timeout. Bishop Waterson.
With the way this
second of the half.
Watterson defense is playing right now, leading 21-7 in this game, you would have to think a score here might be your basic knockout punch.
Absolutely. And, you know, the breadth of the St. Francis DeSales team, being able to get a stop here on this situation would be critical. Watch again. There's the tip ball right at the line of scrimmage. Thrown off the back foot, but trying to throw that ball back into the corner of the end zone in a terrific defensive play. Talk so much about making that quarterback throw it through the picket fence, and that's exactly what happened.
That was Frankie McAllister, who is committed to play at West Point. Ryan Wiggins said that McAllister and Karhoff, when Karhoff is healthy, they both have the ability to make a quarterback's life miserable. And you saw why right there with McAllister able to make the deflection of that pass. 3rd and goal at the 9. Watterson will put 4 wides on the field.
Oh, my goodness. Somebody lined up in the neutral zone.
And now we do have a penalty flag on the field. This looks like it's going to be on the defense.
Yep, lined up in the neutral zone.
Dead ball, encroachment. The defense, number 2.
That look at the penalty brought to you by the United States Army. Uncover your potential in the U.S. Army.
Yeah, Caleb Johnson called on that. He's a cornerback, and he was all the way out near the sideline. But if you line up in the neutral zone, that's just like the defensive lineman jumping into the neutral zone. It's automatically a penalty in the Ohio high school football.
Moves the ball to the 4, so it's 3rd and goal at the 4. McCoy takes the handoff and just waltzes into the end zone. Touchdown. Jack McCoy from 4 yards out, easily in for the score. And Watterson increases the advantage to 27-7.
Yeah, good job blocking on the edge that time. Davis Seaman, the junior tackle on the right-hand side, number 65. You see him jogging off the field. But I want to watch the seal block here on the outside. Really a great job by the offensive line creating the opportunity for Jack McCoy, who's got touchdown number 3 tonight, if my statistics are correct.
Gives him 11 on the season. Extra point attempt by Egan is on the way, and good. And with 50 seconds left here in quarter number 3, Watterson has opened up some breathing room over their rivals from DeSales. 28-7 is the lead for Watterson. And 50 seconds remain to be played here in this 3rd quarter. Well, Ryan Wiggins knew coming in that his team was facing a pretty stiff challenge tonight and the things they had to do to stay in this game. They got the turnovers they wanted to try to turn the tide a little bit, but the Watterson defense has just been very, very good tonight.
No doubt about it. And, you know, we talked at the very beginning, you know, there's so much attention to this offensive football team for Watterson because of some of the names associated with it. Drew Belisari, we've talked about. Carter Belisari running, throwing, catching, doing all that good stuff. But the thing that's impressed me more than anything else is the defense of this team. Averaging only giving up 8.2 yards per game rushing. Are you kidding me? And passing yards of 124. And they've gone up against some pretty good opponents. And they just defensively have been a juggernaut.
High spinning kick to the near side of the field will bounce over the head of Middleton. This is a loose ball. Middleton has to hustle back and fall on it, and does at the 11-yard line. And that's where DeSales will put their offense back onto the field with 49 seconds left. We mentioned this is the final home game of the year for DeSales. They close out with 4 road games. Next week they will travel to the state of West Virginia. Last week they were in Kentucky and played George Rogers Clark. Next week they play Cabell Midland, which is a high school located in the Huntington area. Then they close up at St. Charles, have a matchup with Harrison from the Cincinnati area, and then their final CCL game of the year as they travel over to the east side of Columbus to take on Bishop Hartley. Day, little shovel toss to the far side. Now this is Jonathan Brown trying to wiggle his way out of the congestion where he took that pass. As he gets to the 13-yard line. That first down was sponsored by Breaks for Less as DeSales started this possession with seconds remaining here in this third quarter.
Boy, Brown running the football tonight. We knew he was banged up a little bit coming into the game. We weren't sure how much we were going to see him, but give a lot of credit to the Watterson Eagles defense. Brown has 7 carries for 10 yards in this game tonight.
Saw that shot of Michael Boyle a moment ago. Did he look like a football player?
Yeah.
Michael Boyle.
he passes the look test.
He sure did. 6'3", 235-pound junior tackles. Had some big plays tonight for that Watterson defense. That will take us to quarter number 4. Watterson and DeSales, the Eagles, on top of the Stallions. 28-7 as we head to quarter number 4. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals. It's presented by D.R. Horton, America's Builder. 28-7 is the score. Watterson leads DeSales. We welcome you back to Alumni Field at DeSales. Marty Bannister, Jeff Logan, and let's say once again good evening to the third member of our broadcast crew, Kelly Ann Stitz.
Guys, Michael Boyle is not just a great football player. He's an elite-level wrestler. He owns his 2 state titles individually. As a sophomore, he won a state title wrestling at 165, actually his freshman year, and 215 his sophomore year. Last year, he won his state title with the wrestling team and the football team. Coach told me that Michael Boyle is poised to graduate from Bishop Waterson with the most state championships ever. He's currently a junior, and Coach Kennedy also mentioned that nobody works harder than Michael Boyle.
Boy, it looked like he was doing a wrestling move as he was getting in his stance down there. You know what I'm talking about, Marty?
It did, absolutely.
You know, where 2 guys get ready to go and they're kind of just moving their hands around. And you know, the wrestlers, you think of this, the CCL wrestlers that have come out of these programs. DeSales had a guy by the name of Luke Fickle, right?
Yeah.
Was a pretty decent wrestler, state champion, went on to Ohio State, had a great career, now the head coach at Wisconsin.
Ryan Alvis able to finally corral R.J. Day and bring him down if he was able to avoid the pressure initially. 3rd down and 13, and the handoff with the ball popping free, and Watterson has it as Jonathan Brown coughed the football up, and Watterson comes away with the football. Ben Uhlenhake, Nate Henderson, all in the area of that fumble. Uhlenhake has had some pretty good hits in this game tonight, and that turnover gives the ball to Watterson. And they have it in great position right now inside the DeSales 15. Watch here.
Wait, helmet through the ball. You can see it come loose right there. No question about it.
And then the scramble was on for the loose pigskin.
I'm trying to do the math here. I think we've either had 5 or 6 turnovers in this ball game tonight. I think 6 turnovers.
6 turnovers, wow.
Yeah, Watterson has turned the ball over. And coming into tonight's game, I talked to you about that at the very beginning. Watterson had turned the ball over 5 times on interceptions and 4 times on fumbles, and they've had 3 fumbles tonight.
McCoy, who already has 3 rushing touchdowns, is plowing inside the 5 and gets to the 4 on 1st and 10 at the 13. That first down sponsored by Classic Exteriors. And the fumble recovery puts Watterson inside the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service.
trying to go with your basic dive play right over the middle, and you can see the offensive line doing a really good job of moving that offensive or that defensive line. John Hockaday, the inside linebacker, having to make the play.
McCoy off to the left of Belisari. McCoy gets the football, weaving his way through the hole, stretches towards the goal line, and gets in. Touchdown. Jack McCoy, who came into the game with 8 rushing touchdowns on the season, has half that total tonight, and it's 34-7 in favor of Watterson.
Boy, what a job that man has done. And, you know, again, he's had some short plays where he's been the favored running back, but he also had the long burst there in the third quarter that set up his third touchdown. And now with the fumble recovery down there, they get it in the red zone. They're able to make him pay for it. And just like that, 34-7.
That's another D.R. Horton touchdown. D.R. Horton is America's builder. The extra point attempt is up, and it is good. 10.5 to go in this one, and Watterson has opened up a sizable advantage on the Rivals from DeSales. 35-7 is the score. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
There's a reason why Toyota is America's best-selling retail brand. It's the quality, dependability, and reliability that you expect from Toyota. And that starts right here in the USA, where Toyota has invested over $49 billion into 11 different manufacturing plants, including the newest one, a battery plant for its electrified vehicles. There are now 13 different Toyotas built in the USA, with more on the way. America drives Toyota. Let's go places.
This sneak peek at the DeSales Marching Band is sponsored by Music Go Round. Check out their locations at 2630 Bethel Road and inside the Stone Ridge Plaza in Gahanna. They put on a tremendous show at the intermission of the DeSales High School Marching Band. All Watterson now, 35-7. Kick by Egan will be fielded far side. This is Caleb Johnson trying to find some running room, and Watterson has done just such a great job tonight of just closing about every available gap to get the football through tonight. And DeSales will put their offense onto the field with 10:23 to go in the game, but down 35-7.
Tough coaching job now for Ryan Wiggins. You got to keep your team, focused on the job, and certainly R.J. Day is out there doing his best job of leadership of this football team that he can. 5 receivers in this set. They're not packing their tent.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Day, quick snap, quick throw. Pass is caught near side. This is Hockaday trying to spin out of the way of a number of defenders. Has the helmet pop off.
He'll have to sit out a play.
Yep. Nate Henderson's had a big night with a couple of interceptions tonight and a good tackle on this play here, Jeff.
Yeah, playing that safety spot, you can see how quickly he recognized the play. Look at him fly up there to make the play. He was unblocked. The other defenders who were up there, they were pretty well controlled, and Nate Henderson, a 6'4", 195-pound junior at that safety spot. Normally at this division level, you don't get safeties that are that size.
Play lost 1, back to the 24. Day retreats, dumps the ball to Jonathan Brown, trying to get to the far side, and Uhlenhake, like a bat, comes flying over and made a beeline right for him and drops him immediately. Boy, the speed of Uhlenhake right there, just impressive.
Yeah, he read the play from the very beginning. He was spying the quarterback, reading his eyes, and saw that they were going screen. R.J. Day does a good job of dumping the ball to his back out of the backfield, but look at the closing speed of that middle linebacker, Ben Uhlenhake.
Wow. His dad, of course, Jeff, who played in the NFL, of course, played at Ohio State. Also a bit of a movie star as well, too. Did you know that?
I did know that. Yes, okay. And he's a member of the coaching staff.
Yep. Day rolling with the football, comes to the near side, out across the 25-yard line. And just a very minimal gain. We were referring to Jeff had a cameo in the movie Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Another helmet came flying off there.
Did you see that one?
I have seen highlights of it.
I know you're a big movie fan.
I put that right there by the Pumpkin Festival.
Ball's at the 25, a pickup of 1. Well, you're going to have all. It's a good thing you're not going down to Pickaway County next week.
Yeah, probably so.
They'll be out there looking for you.
Probably so.
4th down and 10 upcoming.
Carter Belisari back to field the kick.
Partlow will kick it away for DeSales. Had a pretty good night punting the football. Jeff talked about some of the close plays where he's had a rush on, but with no pressure this time, gets off a very high kick that Belisari will signal for a fair catch. It again will take a pretty decent DeSales bounce, and will roll dead at the 42-yard line. 8:55 to go in the game. Watterson on top of DeSales, 35-7. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals. Watterson football, 8:54 to go in this one tonight. Drew Belisari leads the offense back onto the field. They'll put 3 wides to the near side. Jeff's favorite formation, a triad of wideouts to the near side.
Oh, my goodness.
Thrown to the near side, and it is caught by Brady McAnich, a 5'9 senior.
I'm impressed by the defensive secondary of St. Francis DeSales on these quick passes out there. Watch how quickly the closing speed is here. And a really good job by Evan Dreher, number 16, coming up to make that play while he was being blocked.
Play will lose a yard back to the 41. For Watterson, we were talking about the bye week they have coming up next week because they could not find an opponent for that game. After that, they then play Bishop Hartley. Then, as Jeff mentioned, at Northwest and at St. Charles to close out play in the regular season. And there's a handoff inside across the 45. Each week when we get a chance to talk to the head coaches of the teams, I always ask all the coaches their thoughts, as Mangini with the carry out to the 49, their thoughts on the playoff field and the reduction of this year from 16 per region to 12 per region. And Brian Kennedy said, I don't really care for the bye. I don't think I'm all that happy with that. 8 was where I would rather have gone with it. Ryan Wiggins kind of in the same boat as well, too. But I think you can understand, Jeff, from a football mindset, that bye week can do a number of different things.
Absolutely. And you and I have talked about it in depth throughout this season, and I'm a firm believer that 8's the best number.
Belisari to throw, and has a receiver just into DeSales territory, that is Carter Belisari. It was interesting in talking to some folks at the OHSAA office about the reduction and all the talk that went into it. There were actually 3 coaches on the Coaches Association in the state of Ohio who voted to send it back to 4 teams per region.
Did they include their names to be made public?
Well, I'm not gonna call them out on it.
I understand. Hey, one of the key stats in tonight's ball game on that third down conversion by Watterson, 9 out of 11 in third down conversions for Watterson tonight. Only 1 out of 8 for DeSales on third down.
Had to get him off the field, just couldn't do so. Here's Belisari, stutter stepping, spinning, falling across the 45 to the 43-yard line on the carry. Drew Belisari, clock rolling with 6:45 to go in the game. I will say this, one of the coaches, a legendary coach who has been coaching in this state for a long, long time, and that may sound pretty generic, but it does kind of narrow it. If you start thinking about some of the coaches who've been around for, let's say, more than 35 years, it probably wouldn't be too hard to figure out what direction we're going.
Understood.
2 wides to the far side. Mangini on the handoff. Inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
I think we'll get a steady diet of running the football here, trying to run that clock down. head coach Kennedy for Watterson Eagles, as you watch the play to Mangini again, following his lead blocker up the front. That was 53, George Pedro, leading the charge. But this is the 27th rivalry game for Coach Kennedy. And you know what's really interesting, and Marty, you talked about this earlier, only one win at DeSales has Watterson in the last 20 years. Holy cow.
Third down call, Mangini again on the carry. The other interesting thing, as Mangini gets to the 36, it's a first down. Watterson does not have their own home field. So they play games, a lot of their home games are staged at Ohio Dominican, over on the east side of Columbus. Past years, this game has been at the old North High School Stadium.
Yep.
It has been at other places around the central Ohio area. Classic exteriors first down on the carry by Mangini. And that was one of the things when I talked to Brian Kennedy about, as Mangini works into the hole on first down and 10, about the postseason. They will, if they finish in the top four, they get the bye, and they get the chance to play as many games as they can through the first 3 rounds at home, which they would play at Ohio Dominican.
Exactly.
These two schools here on the north side of Columbus, separated by about 3 miles.
People are going to look at this score and think this was just total domination by Watterson. And, yes, they have been the better team tonight, but the turnovers kept it close into the middle of that third quarter.
Mangini on the carry. I will almost guarantee you, in what we know about Brian Kennedy, when Kellyanne Stitz talks to him after the game, if it's not one of the first things he says, it will probably be in the mix. We got to cut down on the turnovers.
Well, that's 12 turnovers for them so far through their first 6 games. You cannot be a championship football team and be able to turn the ball over at the rapidity that they are doing. You like that? Rapidity?
Wow.
I don't even know if that's a good word or not.
Did you read your thesaurus on the airplane coming back from San Diego? Back to throw, Belisari. Rolling with the football now, still looking now. Will heave it long into the end zone, has a receiver open for a moment, and did he make the catch? He did.
Oh, my
Carter
goodness.
Belisari with the defender running right at him, went airborne and snagged that one out of the air for the touchdown pass. What a catch. The Belisaris combined on a heck of a play. Touchdown, Watterson.
Yeah, Dax Middleton was back there playing safety, and I think he thought the ball was intended for him, and he just whiffed on the ball. And look at the time that Drew Belisari has here. Looking back, looks for his cousin and finds him back there. And number 11 does a perfect job of high-pointing the football. And if anything, Dax Middleton should have gone for the ball to knock it down as opposed to the interception.
On to try the extra point is Egan, but prior to the extra point attempt, penalty flag.
They're bringing a player off the field.
That's Karhoff
Officials
coming off.
timeout. Players have to go out for illegal equipment.
Equipment issues?
Illegal equipment?
Maybe didn't have their mouth guard.
That's what Lonnie Freeman said. Illegal equipment. It could have been the case, yeah. I was watching Karhoff, and he was walking up the sideline with his arms extended in that, I don't know what I did wrong. Extra point attempt by Egan is up and good. 3:11 to go in the game. 42-7 is the lead for Watterson. Well, we've had a number of big plays in this one tonight, and we have come to our Middlefield Banking Company play of the game. And if you missed it just a moment ago, you can watch it again here.
Well, the game opened up with a spectacular play of second play of the game for a touchdown, and this one even better. Boy, oh boy.
43-yard scoring strike, and the heck of a catch in the end zone by Carter Belisari. And the Watterson lead at 42-7.
Yep, cousin to cousin. Mm-hmm. Carter Belisari, a junior. Drew Belisari, a senior. So that relationship will break up for next season, but they're going to maximize the opportunities that they have to play together.
This is a Watterson team that has not lost a game since December of 2023, when they were beaten in the state championship game by Toledo Central Catholic. Lost that game 27-7. Got revenge on Central Catholic last year, winning the state title game 19-14. And have come into tonight with 21 straight wins. Back down to the sidelines again, and Kellyanne Stitz.
Guys, I just want to take a moment to shout out the fans. Both communities showed up and showed out tonight. When I spoke with DeSales athletic director at halftime, he mentioned that this was the largest crowd that he's seen in 15 years.
And these rivalry games thankfully bring that out. And the athletic director at DeSales, Tom Newbert, we want to thank Tom and his staff for their hospitality tonight. Tom's son Ty is a freshman defensive lineman at Ohio University in Athens.
Absolutely. Little motion back there. Miscommunication on the DeSales side on offense.
Approaching
Dead
the
ball. False start.
2-minute mark left in this game.
5-yard penalty. First down.
Let's take a look at tonight's school bus stop of the game. Always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Not stopping or trying to beat the stop arms puts lives at risk and can result in large fines, points on your license, and license suspension.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Still looking. Will heave it downfield, and this pass is intercepted. It's taken away by Nate Henderson, who then steps out of bounds.
Bad decision by Nate Henderson. He should have dropped the ball.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Got an injured player down on the field.
Nate Henderson has had a big night for the Watterson defense.
Uh-oh.
Jaden Amalaman is the injured DeSales player.
Are you ready for this,
Jeff
Marty?
is back, and it is back.
Just take a minute and just breathe in the music. But this is after the first half of the season. We start this. This is what Jeff, in Jeff's opinion only, thinks of the 5 best teams in Central Ohio right now, with the best chance to go deep into the playoffs. I got Olentangy Orange in there. These are not necessarily in order. Grandview Heights, I think, is a real surprise. I think they're going to be terrific. Bishop Waterson tonight versus DeSales. I don't think there's any question what you've seen tonight. Canal Winchester struggling early against Newark, but I think they are really, really good. And I really enjoyed watching Pickerington Central. Those are my top 5, Marty, and you are free to add your opinion over there, my friend.
I think on this somewhere you spelled Upper Arlington wrong.
I didn't want too many teams in that Division I Region 3, because if you start looking at those that were considered, Upper Arlington, Buckeye Valley, Linden McKinley, and Licking Valley, undefeated, there are some really good football teams out there in Central Ohio.
Jonathan Brown submarined in the backfield with 70 seconds left in the game. No, you always do a good job with those. You're usually right on with those. I just happen to think that Upper Arlington's a pretty darn good football team.
They are great. But, Marty, think about this on playoffs again. Division I Region 3. The rankings right now, Orange, Pickerington Central, Olentangy, UA, Pick North, Grove City, Gahanna, Westerville Central. That's your 8. Do you add any more after that?
Wow.
And we saw Westerville Central. And I think that if you went with those 8 into the playoffs, you would have a representative group and not leaving anybody out that deserves a chance to be in the playoffs.
3rd and 18 with 30 seconds left. Day will hand the football off, and Jonathan Brown, again, as he has been night long, just not allowed to barely catch his breath. Michael Boyle with a huge tackle, his final likely one of the night. He has been a dominant force up front tonight. The 6'3", 235-pound junior. Kellyanne Stitz gave you a good look at his resume tonight, and he is celebrating another victory for Watterson, the 22nd win in a row for the defending Division III state champions. They come to DeSales tonight and pull away and win it by the final of 42-7 tonight. Game was explosive in the first quarter. There were turnovers. There were some big plays. DeSales had the game leveled at 7, but the defending state champions are the defending state champions, Jeff Logan, for a reason.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A lot of respect between these two programs, though, and I know the fans really look forward to this rivalry. And, you know, if you look at it over the last 70 times that these teams have played, they've all been great games. This score is not going to be representative of maybe how good this DeSales football team really is. And again, for DeSales, this is it for the home game. Believe it or not, at Week 6, they had senior night tonight. At the end of Week 6, they got to go on the road for the next 3 after a bye.
And again, the final tonight, 42-7. As Watterson comes away with the victory over DeSales. And just a great display of sportsmanship as a number of Watterson players come over to tend to the injured DeSales player and the final moments of the game. And one of the things that makes this rivalry exactly what it is, one of Central Ohio's best and most special rivalries.
Well, where do they add the trophy tonight?
Right, when the orb gets out there.
The orb is delivered by Kellyanne Stitz. The celebration will be off the charts.
42-7, again, the final tonight. Watterson with the victory over DeSales. Watterson's team gathering at about the 35-yard line right now. Kellyanne Stitz has made her way down on the field and is about ready to present the orb. And this one here tonight as Watterson again comes away with the victory. They go to 6-0 with the win. DeSales falls to 4-2 on the season. And for Watterson, again, it's interesting because they don't play next week. So a chance to have some bumps and bruises, perhaps get a little better in that stretch. I get the impression Brian Kennedy would rather be playing next week than not be playing. But at the same time, it is what it is schedule-wise. And you get a break before you get ready for your next game when they have another big matchup coming up with their friends from Bishop Hartley. All right, down to the midfield area where Kellyanne Stitz is with a victorious group of Watterson Eagles.
Coach Kennedy, congratulations. Your program has now won 22 in a row. How does that feel?
I'll tell you, 22 feels good, but this one tonight feels great. It feels great. I'm so proud of the effort of these guys. You know, we talked all week about, you know, this is a big game. It's a rivalry. We've only won here once in the last 20 years, so now it's twice, fellas. I'm very proud of them.
You mentioned just how proud are you of just their effort tonight to continue to battle?
Yeah, well, you know, these guys have worked so hard for so long, all summer. Great week of practice. They play for one another. You know, it's great when it pays off for them like this.
I'm sure some things to focus on in this open week of limiting turnovers, but how are you guys planning to spend this open week you have?
Yeah, I mean, we got to keep getting better, right? I mean, we're not where we need to be. We certainly we can get healthy, and there's always something to work on.
Well, congratulations. Celebrate this one. I know the guys are over there celebrating with your fans, but for now, I'm going to present you with our orb.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Guys.
All right, Kellyanne, thank you. One of the more subdued orb celebrations we've had. The team sprinted over to the side to greet the student section after the conversation was going on. Hey, it is high school sport.
That's okay.
High school sport. That's right. You celebrate with your classmates.
By the way, a lot of big plays, big performances tonight. But how about Ben Ulenake tonight? Number 10, he had 5 tackles, 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery. This guy was all over the field. What a terrific night for him. And defensively, Michael Boyle was outstanding. So, again,
really was.
I think the story about this Watterson football team, as good as they are on offense, I'm really impressed with how they play defense.
And it almost makes you think once they get some of those turnover issues solved with the way that defense is playing, they're already a handful, but it could be a real tough team to beat. Yeah. There's the numbers in tonight's game. Dominating numbers for Watterson, 444 total yards to just 59 for the Stallions of DeSales. Turnovers were big on both sides, 3 each. A total of a half dozen penalties, just 15 yards. DeSales was really never able to get any kind of run game established in this one tonight, while Watterson just pretty much did what they wanted to on the ground with 283 yards. Big part of this game.
Yeah, they couldn't steal enough possessions, Marty,
right,
to be able to make it happen. They tried to keep it close at the very beginning, but that is going to make both teams blush when they look at the fact that they had 3 turnovers each.
Good to have you back, Captain.
Good to be with you.
Again, the final score tonight, Watterson beats DeSales 42-7. That's a wrap for this edition of Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton. We will be back next Friday at 7 on the CW Columbus. We'll be down in Pickaway County when Bloom Carroll heads to Logan Elm for a mid-state league matchup. On behalf of Jeff Logan, Kellyanne Stitz, our producer Dean Marini, our entire CW Columbus crew, our stat man Jason Van Hoos, I'm Marty Bannister. Once again, the final score tonight in the 70th renewal of the Watterson-DeSales rivalry, Watterson wins 42-7. Good night, everyone, from DeSales High School.
Tonight's broadcast of Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton, is sponsored by these businesses.
Yes, because Brad is Brad.
Yeah. Well, we did a Derby game this year, so it's
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Coach Kennedy, congratulations. You guys defeated your rival DeSales 42-7, now winning 22 games in a row, and just twice you've won here in the last 20 years. Man, how does that feel?
It feels really good. You know, I'm so happy for the kids. They've worked so hard. You know, we had a great week of practice, and to come out here tonight and to do that, you know, I'm just happy for them.
Another stout performance from your defense, holding DeSales to just 7 points. How proud are you of their effort?
The defense was awesome tonight, and they've been awesome. Again, it's 11 guys out there. We're playing for one another, working really hard, and so yeah, it's great to see. They're fun to watch.
How are you going to spend the open week this coming week?
You know, we got to get a little healthy. We got to work on getting better. I mean, there's always something that we can work on. So you know, we'll take it as an opportunity, and you know, get ready for Hartley.
Well, Coach Kennedy, congratulations, and celebrate this one tonight.
Thank you so much.
Belisari with a clean pocket now, looking Flushed out and he'll roll. And heaves this. We've got a receiver wide open in DeSales territory at the 30. Cuts back inside of the 25 and breaking down the sideline and cruising into the end zone for the game's first score 2 plays in was Joe Hayes, a 6', 175-pound junior. He was wide open in the flat at the 30. Caught the pass and sauntered in for the score. Belisari with a clean pocket now looking. Flushed out and he'll roll. And heaves this. We've got a receiver wide open in DeSales territory at the 30. Cuts back inside of the 25 and breaking down the sideline and cruising into the end zone for the game's first score 2 plays in was Joe Hayes, a 6', 175-pound junior. He was wide open in the flat at the 30. Caught the pass and sauntered in for the score. And boom, just like that, Watterson on top.
How about the poise of quarterback Drew Belisari? Chased out of the pocket. Yep, he kept his eyes downfield looking for that opportunity. Throws it on the run. He delivers it on time to his receiver who was wide open. And just like that, 2 plays in, Watterson leads this thing 6-0. Boy, great poise.
Absolutely. Day will follow Hockaday through the hole. Has some running room out across the 30. 35 got into DeSales first down and is shouldered out of bounds just shy of the 45-yard line. R.J. Day with the first down scamper carries out to the 44-yard line, a gain of 25.
No, terrific opportunity there. Good job.
Which got him in the prior year's title game. A high snap that Belisari pulls down, and he's going to be thrown down. The ball pops loose, is on the field, and DeSales has it at the 10-yard line and running inside for a big play for the DeSales defense. Coming up with that loose football on the field was Isaac Otu-Dankwa, who came away with that football that was popped free, which got him in the prior year's title game. A high snap that Belisari pulls down, and he's going to be thrown down. The ball pops loose, is on the field, and DeSales has it at the 10-yard line and running inside for a big play for the DeSales defense. Coming up with that loose football on the field was Isaac Otu-Dankwa, who came away with that football that was popped free. But Hockaday, we're checking a runner in motion. Hockaday's in the backfield.